Cotton Bowl.
Had a back that's been ailing him, and I watched him in warm-ups yesterday and today, and all three of them, Gray and Jacobs, and Jacobs looked quicker, and he's a senior. And I'm going to start Jacobs.
All right, so it'll be Don Jacobs, the senior, starting at quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Good luck to you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Here comes the time.
The Crimson Tide is on the field. Let's check on some of the individuals from the Baylor Bears we'll be seeing in action this afternoon. Such as quarterback Jay Jeffrey, who out of the veer formation is the man who handles the ball, and their great middle linebacker Mike Singletary. Singletary is a two-time consensus All-American. He can do everything he wants done by a middle linebacker, such as pull off the interception as he does here. Then when he gets the football, he can run it back. Mike Singletary, a great linebacker. Once again, let's go down to the sideline and Frank Kleber.
And with me now is Grant Taft, the head coach of the Baylor Bears. Your team, you've said, is kind of the Rodney Dangerfield of college football. You don't get any respect. You got a chance to get some today, I think.
Well, it's going to be a great day. We've got a fantastically beautiful afternoon to play on. Our players are ready to play, and I say let's go.
Little revenge in your eyes, perhaps, from last year's 45-0?
But I wouldn't call it revenge. I just think it's important for us to play well and have respect for these Alabama people.
Coach, good luck to you.
Thanks a lot.
Grant Taft, head coach of the Baylor Bears, and here come the Bears.
Live from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, CBS Sports proudly presents the 1981 Cotton Bowl. Sponsored by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. And by Buick and your Buick dealer, who invite you to see the 81 Buicks.
See, Magic, what Buick learned from their new small cars.
They put into their larger cars. Right, Sue?
Yeah. So, for instance, in the Porsche Electra Limited, there's an efficient V6 engine.
And in the economical Skylark, there's plush room and comfort.
They've made their efficient smaller cars luxurious.
And their luxurious larger cars efficient.
So, in any size.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
Get interest on checking with a Now account.
Okay, Ed, good take. You know, these Now accounts sound great, but let's face it, there's a ton of places offering them. I understand they really vary, and I just don't have the time to check them all out. So who would know the most about it?
Find out from the people who invented checking. Your full-service bankers. They're professionals who can explain the various Now accounts and advise you on the right one. Look for this symbol of a full-service bank. We've got the answers.
The captains are at midfield. The referee, Vance Carlson, assigned here from the Big Eight, is the referee.
Captain Ogilvy, this is your referee, Vance Carlson.
Hi, man. Hi, Captain Ogilvy and Captain Scott. I'd like to have you meet the Baylor captains. We have Captain Fields, Captain Singletary, and Captain Didda. And we have honorary captain here, Kyle Woods. Gentlemen, this is Captain Ogilvy and Captain Scott. Hey, what a great day to start here in 1981. Two super teams. It's our privilege to work the ball game. Alabama, being the visiting captain, will call the toss in the air. Heads, tails. If I drop it, Captain Scott, I'm going to throw it up again. Would you call the coin, please?
Heads.
All right, did you understand he called heads? And it's tails. Baylor wins the toss. You want to receive. Okay, men, I want to present this coin on behalf of the Big Eight Association to Kyle Woods. It's our pleasure. Best of luck to you in 1981.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
All right, Baylor wins the toss, has chose to receive. Which end do you want? Let's go around this way. Baylor chose to receive. Good luck. We'll start the game in 1 minute and keep rolling.
And so the Baylor Bears have won the first victory of the day. They've won the toss. Roger Staubach, you know Kyle Wood.
Kyle's from Dallas, Lindsay. He's a defensive back for Baylor. He was injured September of '79. He was paralyzed. Of course, he's fighting his way back right now. He's got movement in his arms. Of course, he's in the wheelchair. His legs are paralyzed, so it's mainly from the waist down. He's an inspirational young man. He's got a brother on the football team. He's got a fine, big family here in Dallas. He's been giving them support as they've been giving him support, and I've had a chance to meet him and be with him, and he's just a fine young man.
And now the Crimson Tide has come onto the field, and that is Tim Clark up there teeing the ball up on the 40-yard line, preparatory to kicking it off. And the Baylor Bears are coming out onto the field now to receive the opening kickoff of this 45th annual Cotton Bowl Classic. Ideal weather conditions, bright, warm, and sunny here in Dallas, Texas. Clark is a junior from Noonan, Georgia. Decides he wants to reset it just a little bit. As the Baylor Bears deploy now, Philip Ward is going back there, along with Gerald McNeil and Fred Hall. McNeil is center deep. All the officials are assigned here from the Big 8 Conference. Hans Carlson ready to sound his whistle. He does. That will send Tim Clark forward. Puts it up. And it's taken at the 15-yard line by Philip Ward. And Ward is swarmed as he got back to the 30-yard line. So it's going to be first down and 10 yards to go. Randy Scott downfield to make the tackle.
You know, Lindsay, Baylor is really worried about the Alabama blitzes and stunts, and here we have the starting lineup here. Of course, Ditta, the fine left guard, is an All-American, and we got Fisher and Cockrell as the wide receivers.
That's the offensive line, and here they are up there in that rear formation on the slot left. Jeffrey is rolling and looking. Goes on the run, and it is almost intercepted. Mike Clements made a move on the ball intended for Robert Holt. Radar Holt, the intended receiver on the first play from scrimmage, almost had it, Roger.
I was going to mention that the Baylor was they're fearful of those stunts and blitzes by Alabama. They've been working on the rollout play, and Grant Taft said he'd probably lead off with it today, and sure enough, he wasn't kidding. But Clements almost spoiled the day for him.
Clements got the word. Now they come out with wide receivers left and right. Jeffrey brings them up. Motion across from Radar Holt. Jeffrey with the pitch. Taken by Gentry. And Gentry goes out of bounds on the far side at the 39-yard line. Penalty marker on the play. We'll have to check that one out. Tommy Wilcox ran him out of bounds. He's the strong safety. Holding indicated against the Baylor Bears. So a 9-yard gain has been nullified, and instead a holding penalty is being marked off.
We have holding on Baylor. Second down.
Ball is back there at the 17-yard line now. Second down and 25. Abercrombie's in the left side, Gentry's in the right side. Now the draw play to Abercrombie. And Abercrombie gets to the 20-yard line for only 3. It'll be third down and 22 yards to go. As Thomas Boyd came in to make the tackle, the All-American linebacker, he led in tackles this year for the Crimson Tide. He's from Huntsville, Alabama, and he's a junior. Had a great game against Notre Dame. Raymond Cockrell coming into the ball game now. He's a tight end. They're sending Radar Holt out to a wide left. Mike Fisher in a wide right. Fake to Abercrombie. Jeffrey going long. Fisher incomplete. Fisher had 22 receptions and 6 touchdowns during the regular season, and the punting unit's coming on.
They had the play action fake that time, Lindsay. It's a little bit difficult to run a play action with such a long yardage situation, but they had the weak side play action. Fisher was trying to get into the seam, but those defensive backs didn't go for the play action. He had 2 people on him.
Ron Stone's back to punting. He averaged 38.6, and his longest was 60. Major Ogilvie is deep. However, the ball is not going to carry that deeply, but it does take a Baylor bounce and gets inside the 40-yard line of Alabama. It'll be marked at the 38, 1st and 10 for the Crimson Tide. And so, Alabama, when players resume, will have the ball, and we'll get a look at the Crimson Tide wishbone for the first time this afternoon in Dallas, Texas.
People across America, from New York to LA, they're leaving their cars at home and go.
I'm sure heard Bear Bryant tell Frank Lieber at the head of the show that he's starting his quarterback Don Jacobs, who came off knee surgery this year. And Walter Lewis, his freshman, had played quite a bit. They're up there in the wishbone. They move Jones up to a wing left. Give it to Major Ogilvie on the first play. They give it to Major Ogilvie a lot. He goes to the 43-yard line for 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 yards to go. And Tommy Tabor was in to make the tackle.
Lester Ward was given some help also, number 49. And Ogilvie is an all-purpose back. He's a fine receiver. He also is an excellent blocker. When you have the wishbone or the 3-back offense, the fullback, the 2 halfbacks, you've got to have blocking back there. Ogilvie's a good blocker.
Give it to his fullback, Jackson. Jackson lunges just short of the 45-yard line. He picked up about 2, which is going to set up a 3rd and 3. Charlie Benson and Joe Campbell came in to make the tackle.
It's a bit unusual also, Lindsey. Billy Jackson's our leading rusher. He's got over 600 yards. He's averaging 5.4 yards. He's the middleman and the fullback. And he really mainly is a runner that tries to keep the defensive line honest in the middle, yet he's the leading rusher this year, which is unusual. Baylor's job going into this game was to try to stop Jackson up that middle.
Tim Clark is in a wide right. The option play, and there's the pitch taken by Jones, and he is across the 50-yard line. It'll be marked at the 48-yard line. Van McElroy and Charles Benson on the stop.
Here we see it now. The fake is inside. This is the basic wishbone, the 3-back, the triple option, the fake to the fullback, the quarterback options off the end, pitches out to Jones, and he's around the corner. Pretty good defense, but he's still got quite a bit. Van McElroy, finally, number 16, came over and made the tackle. But it was good enough for the first down.
1st and 10, Bindros is back. And it's carried up to the 47-yard line. Singletary coming in to make the tackle on McRae.
You know, this is strength against strength. Alabama is really a strong rushing team. They have thrown the ball 104 times the entire season. Only had 1 interception all year. That's not bad, but they're really a running team. They have 307 yards. They're 3rd in the country rushing per game. The strength of Baylor, they've only given up 105 yards rushing a game. So you got strength against strength on that field right now.
2nd down and 9 yards to go. To the fullback, and Jackson is stacked up. Charles Benson right there, gain of a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Well, you got that triangle in the middle, Lindsey. You got a 4-man rush by Baylor with the 3 linebackers. So the triangle in the middle of Tabor, Campbell, and Singletary have got to stop Jackson inside. And of course, they did their job that time.
Crimson Tide, of course, shuttles a lot of backs and a lot of wide receivers in and out of the ball game. They've got Tim Clark back in there in a wide left right now. Stay in that wishbone.
Man wide open.
And it's gathered in down at the 27-yard line by Billy Jackson. The fullback, Billy Jackson, was wide open. Singletary made the tackle along with Van McElroy.
Well, here's Jacobs. Jacobs has had a knee injury, an ankle injury. He's come back this year, but they say he's a step slow, but he does some nice, nifty scrambling right here. He's looking downfield. Jackson has snuck through the line of scrimmage. He wasn't a primary receiver, but he gets open. Jacobs finds him, and it's a big game for the Crimson Tide.
Joe Carter's in there at the left halfback position in the wishbone formation. Wide receiver to the right side. Jacobs waiting for the snap. And he gives it to Carter. Carter, 25, 20. Carter to the 15-yard line. Van McElroy up from his free safety to make the tackle. That's going to be another 1st down.
Yeah, Joe Carter's in there right now, number 46, but it's a counter. Here's the fake right here to Jackson. Then he comes, counters back. The left guard is pulling, Scott Allison, and he's got Carter coming through a big hole. The counter play caught Baylor looking towards Jackson. He came back across. Good blocking by Allison and Cowell, C-O-W-E-L-L, I guess that's the right pronunciation, but an excellent blocking by the guards, and Steve Mott, the center, did a good job.
And we have a timeout just now, and play is resumed. Alabama will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Baylor 15-yard line.
Oh, Mr. Goodwrench, can I get a tuna? Sure.
Crimson Tide of Alabama has the ball 1st and 10 at the 15.
21 years. You must have caught me in this game.
Absolutely.
Go back that far, Lindsey.
Absolutely. Roger played in this game at the end of the 63 season, 1964 against Texas. They tried Jackson, and he stacked up. The fullback, Joe Campbell, who had a fine year for Baylor, was right there, but it's a gain at most of a yard.
Oh, the leading tackler on the team also, Mike Singletary, had a hand in that one, Lindsey. The important thing for Baylor, number one, is to keep Alabama and try to get him into a passing situation. Once you get him into it, you got to take advantage of it. Of course, this drive, Jacobs got the big 3rd down play, but Baylor wants to hold him on 1st and 2nd down, make him throw the ball.
Fumble on the snap. Fumble on the snap. Alabama recovered, I think. Jacobs dived forward to recover his own fumble. Roger is a long-time man who's taken many snaps. That's got to be nervous time when you're feeling you don't have the ball.
You know, that's an automatic situation. It's frustrating. What happens is the next time you get up there, you start worrying about, am I going to do it again? Of course, all the Alabama fans around the country, if they've been following the Tide this year, the fumbles have been critical in their loss to Mississippi State and a couple against Notre Dame also.
3rd down and 9 yards to go. Big play early in the ball game. Jackson got it, the fullback, and he carried only to the 7. That'll bring up a 4th down. Tommy Tabor came in to make the tackle. So it'll be 4th down and 7 yards to go at the 12 as you look at Grant Taft, senior coach in the Southwest Conference in point of service. This is his 9th year as head of the Baylor Bears. And there is Paul Bear Bryant, who's been a head coach for 37 years. This is the 22nd consecutive bowl game Alabama's played in. That's a record, and Bryant took him to all of them. We're going to have Peter Kim in now to attempt a field goal. This will be a 29-yarder. Peter Kim, born in Seoul, played at Honolulu at Hawaii, transferred, and the field goal is good. Peter Kim booted it through from 29, and the Crimson Tide of Alabama has gone out in front of Baylor here in the 1st quarter by a score of 3-0. 8 minutes, 55 seconds left to play in the 1st quarter. Well, Roger, the wishbone took it downfield, got him within range, and they're on the board.
Well, the wishbone did their job, but again, you're into that 3rd and 9 situation, and you try Jackson up the middle. It's difficult to get those 9 yards. The Baylor coaches played that one a little bit close to the vest. They were in field goal range and didn't want to take the chance on the turnover, so they really were playing for that field goal in that 3rd and 9 situation. Of course, Jackson could break a big one, but they played that one a bit close to the vest.
And so the Crimson Tide kicks off again. Baylor Bears are deploying to receive it. Tim Clark will kick it off. They had McNeil center deep on the opening kickoff, and they've got him down there again. Philip Ward, who returned the opening kickoff, is back there as well. And so is Fred Hall. That's McNeil, the man who is center deep. McNeil is a freshman. He's 5'8", and he weighs 139 pounds. That drive is 11 plays, 50 yards. Used up 5 minutes on the clock. In the air, McNeil moves over, and McNeil has it at the 9-yard line. He's back at the 10, at the 15. He's at the 20. He's stopped at the 21-yard line. Now let's go down to the sideline and Frank Lieber.
As Roger mentioned earlier, Baylor's very conscious of those stunts and blitzes by Alabama. Consequently, in their bag of tricks today, the Bears have a no-huddle play, a play designed to go from Jeffrey to Radar Holt, because when you're playing those stunts and blitzes, it takes you a little bit longer in the defensive huddle. Watch if it doesn't happen.
All right, Frank Lieber, 1st and 10 for the Baylor Bears. It's spotted at the 22-yard line. They send Mike Fisher far to the right side. Jay Jeffrey, the quarterback. Radar Holtz far to the left side. Abercrombie bobbles the pitch. Abercrombie can go nowhere, and he stopped at the 16-yard line. Jeremiah Castile made the tackle back at the 16 for a loss of 6.
You hear a lot of terminology, and One you're going to hear today, you hear wishbone, veer, option. Well, the wishbone is the three-man backfield. It gives you a triple option. You got the fullback inside, you've got the halfback, you got the quarterback option. Baylor runs a lot of, it's similar to a veer. It's an option. You only really option with one running back and the quarterback. Of course, that time the quarterback pitched it out, and you've got to worry about the pitch, and it was a bad pitch.
And Jeffrey is pulled down by the Tide defense. It's got to be spotted near the 8-yard line. Another loss. Look again.
Here we see it right here. E.J. Jr. is a factor right here, number 39. He just busted inside, and that's a blitz. Even though they've got 5 linemen, 2 of them are standing up, the 2 outside men, De Niro and Jr., and of course they come. When all 5 of them come, you've got to block them. They didn't block Jr. that time.
Grant Taff is shuttling plays in with his tight ends. He's alternating Raymond Cockrell and Mike Lavley. You saw punter Ron Stone kicking into the net along the sideline. This time it is Gentry and Klein, Lyles, and Bragg stack him up, and the punting unit comes on now for the Baylor Bears, led out there by Ron Stone, the sophomore from Houston. Major Ogilvie has come out now to assume the deep position for the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Major is his nickname.
Well, the penalty got Baylor into a tough situation in the first series. And Alabama's great defense got them into a long yardage situation on this series. So it's been tough for Baylor so far. They haven't had much room to work. And, of course, part of that's been Alabama's doings.
Stone gets it up. Major Ogilvie, fair catch signal at the 48-yard line of Baylor. Alabama will start 1st and 10 at the Baylor 48-yard line. Alabama leading by a score of 3-0. Tonight on CBS starts with the Waltons, and then on Knott's Landing, Diana considers the consequences of seeing an older man. It's all tonight on CBS.
What are the consequences?
I wonder. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. That's Ogilvie in motion. The pitch is to Ogilvie. Ogilvie 45. Ogilvie to the 41-yard line. He picked up 7 yards on the play to make it 2nd and 3. Mike Singletary, defensive captain for Baylor, made the stop.
Well, they did a good job on the quarterback that time, Jacobs, but the force man did not get over there in time for Ogilvie, and he had a good game that time.
We were talking to Ogilvie's parents this morning at the hotel. He is Morgan Jr., actually, and when he was growing up, they said they didn't want a Morgan Sr. and a Morgan Jr. around the house, so they called him Major, saying there's nothing minor about the Major. Jones in motion. Jackson, the fullback. Out of the wishbone, stopped at the 40. Charles Benson made the tackle, a gain of a yard.
Billy Jackson, the ball carrier, to the 40-yard line.
3rd down and 2 yards to go. You know, when Baylor had their great year in 1974 and came here to the Cotton Bowl, during the season they played 8 wishbone teams in the Southwest Conference because it was a very popular offensive alignment. They have not faced a wishbone team since they played Alabama last season. 3rd down play coming now.
Alabama's also doing some things differently. They're shifting. Jones is up in that slot position. He's been going in motion a few times, and now Major Ogilvie's in the slot position also. The ball's tipped.
It is tipped. It's deflected. Benson was in there to tip it. It was intended for Bendros. The incompletion will bring up a 4th down.
The pass intended for Jesse Bendros. Ball's incomplete. 4th down 3.
So now the punting unit comes on. Woody Humphrey comes in to do the punting. He has averaged 39.7, his longest 55. McNeil is dropping back. The little man, Gerald McNeil. 5'8", 139. McNeil at the 5-yard line. Back at the 10, and it's fumbled. It's loose, and Alabama has it at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line for the Crimson Tide of Alabama. And it was Russ Wood right there. Russ Wood who got the fumble.
Humphrey's doing a good job all year getting the ball inside the 20-yard line, and he did his job then. I was about ready to say Baylor's defensive series was an important one last time to stop Alabama. You don't want Alabama to get up on you by a touchdown or a field goal, or you get that wishbone ahead, and it's tough to stop. And of course, that fumble puts Baylor back into a tough situation again.
New quarterback into the ballgame, freshman Walt Lewis in, and Don Jacobs is out. Lewis with the football. Stopped at the 10-yard line, again at 2, makes it 2nd and 8. Doak Field, defensive captain for the Baylor Bears, in to make the tackle. Lewis has not worked out in recent days. He's had a little back trouble. He was 10 of 18 in the air for a 55.5 completion percentage during the regular season. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Grant Taft.
Not in cover 4, but I mean just hanging on. Hard you tackle over.
2nd down and 8 yards to go. Lewis again on the option, and the pitch to Jones, and he goes out of bounds. Near the 8-yard line, run out by cornerback Thomas Earl Young.
Not a whole lot of room into that short side of the field. They faked inside to Jackson, trying to pitch it out to the outside, and it was strung out very well by Baylor. And with that hash mark in college football, it's tough to get to that sideline on a wide sweep, and Baylor strung it out and knocked him out of bounds.
Gained only a yard as it spotted at the 9 for a 3rd and 7. Joe Jones, who carried as a senior from Thomaston, Georgia, 5'11", 189-pounder. Averaged 5.5 yards per carry during the season and had 2 touchdowns. He's the left halfback in the wishbone. Lewis stumbles. He's still got the ball, and he takes a loss outside the 10-yard line. Tommy Tabor, along with Lester Ward, fine linebacker, made the stop, and there again is Grant Taft. Another 4th down for the Crimson Tide. They lead 3-0 on a 29-yard field goal, and Peter Kim's going to come in to try his luck again. He will be kicking a 28-yarder this time. Woody Humphrey will hold for him. As we said, he's born in Seoul, Korea. He went to Honolulu and played at the University of Hawaii, transferred, sat out a year, and became the kicker for the Crimson Tide. Peter Kim's kick is good. And so again, Alabama, stopped by the Baylor defense, has gone to the field goal. They've made it good on a 28-yarder, and they're out in front by a score of 6-0. Peter Kim said really he didn't know a great deal about football when he first got to Hawaii, and knew even less about big-time football as he conceived it from the islands to the mainland, but knew that Alabama had championship football teams, and he wanted to play on a championship team. So Alabama's taking a 6-0 lead. Happy New Year to all of you. Look again from all of us at CBS Sports as you watch one of the living legends of American sports, Paul Bryant.
The Baylor Bear right now, it's a kind of a good news, bad news story. The bad news is Alabama's controlled this first quarter completely. They've moved the ball. They've got the turnovers. The good news is they've only got 6 points where they could have had 14. So Baylor's still in the game by all means. This drive will be important for their offense to do something with the football and get out of negative field position.
3 minutes, 51 seconds remain to be played in the first quarter, and it's going to be Tim Clark kicking it off for Alabama. Junior from Newnan, Georgia, has teed it up. Again, it is McNeil center deep, and he's flanked by Philip Ward and Fred Hall for the Baylor Bears of Waco, Texas.
Nice high kicks. They're not deep, but they're nice and high.
Another high trajectory. McNeil at the 13 to the 15, McNeil to the 22-yard line.
They're high enough for that coverage to get around the blockers.
Let's go down to the sideline and Frank Lieber.
We're behind the Bama bench. We got word a little while ago that Peter Kim, the place kicker, hurt his foot on that first field goal try. They put ice on it. They say it's not too bad, and obviously he went back in and kicked the second field goal, so it shouldn't be bothering him too much. Lindsey?
All right, Frank Lieber, it's 1st and 10 now for the Baylor Bears, who want to get that football moved. If they possibly can, they have it at their own 22. Quarterback Jay Jeffrey had a completion percentage of 44.4. He had 13 interceptions during the season. He's got the ball, and he's going long. Incomplete. No flags thrown.
Oh, there's a flag.
Yes, there is one. There it is. There it is, yes.
We can see this again. It's a rollout to the left. Jeffrey's looking out to his left into the flat, but he's going deep. He turns and fires, and of course, number 91, Warren Lyles, gets in his face. The ball's thrown short, but Fisher's knocked around a little bit. The referee calls pass interference.
Fisher and Clements had been in contact at the 28-yard line where the flag is dropped.
First down.
Vance Carlson says it's a first down just outside the 28-yard line.
It's 50 big yards right there.
That's Petty Kim along the sideline. Place kicker for Alabama. Abercrombie's in the left side. Great running back. Had a great year. Jeffrey decides he'll keep it. And he gets it to the 25-yard line for 3 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 7.
Thomas Boyd, the leading tackler, big number 90 for Alabama's, made that play, and he's been all over the field. Good speed, good quickness.
Sam Houston, tight end, is coming into the ball game again. Grant Taff is shuttling his tight ends in, bringing in the plays.
That guy walked up.
This is a second down and 7 at the 28. Gentry on the right side, Abercrombie on the left. Radar Holt had it just for a moment, but they say incomplete. Castile was there for Alabama, but the ruling is he didn't have it long enough. It is simply an incompletion.
He gets a lot of pressure inside by Lyles again. Gets the ball out in the flat, and he's hit right there, and it's close. That's that he should, of course, caught the football, but the referee, that's a close call as far as possession, and it could have won either way that time. And Wilcox jumps on the ball for Alabama, but it's ruled incomplete.
3rd and 7 here. Jeffrey now fading to throw and gets it out to Gentry, and Gentry's at the 20. And he goes out of bounds short of the 15-yard line. Dennis Gentry, All-Southwest Conference halfback. That's going to be enough for a first down for the Baylor Bears.
That's good protection that time. The Alabama football team on defense especially has been penetrating the first quarter, and that time the Baylor line did an excellent job. They kept everybody off of Jeffrey. He had time to look downfield, then he laid it out in the flat to Gentry, and Gentry was not covered.
Grant Taff of the Baylor Bears well aware that Alabama drove down twice, got a field goal each time. If he can drive it all the way in and get a conversion, he'll take the lead. The pitch to Gentry. Abercrombie throws a block for him, and the ball is fumbled. Scramble is on at the 8-yard line. Alabama players think they recovered. We'll get the official signal in a moment. And they did. Alabama got the ball. The Crimson Tide of Alabama got the football. So they take it over. Randy Scott, I think it was, from Decatur, Georgia.
That play, the way it developed, looked like Gentry had a lot of room. He had good blocking out in front of him. Abercrombie got a good block, and he got around the corner, and the ball was either knocked out of his arm or he was hit hard enough where it just flew out. Probably flew about 10 yards out of his arm.
So now it is 1st and 10 for the Crimson Tide at their own 8-yard line. Lewis has the ball. The freshman quarterback going nowhere. Charles Benson there to cut him off. In a yard, it'll be second down and 9 yards to go at the 9. Walter Lewis. Ben Orcutt is in there to running back. Earl Collins is in there at a fullback. Jeff Fagan is in there at a halfback. Alabama does this. They'll run units in and out, as a matter of fact. Lots of running backs into the ball game. Lots of receivers. The tight end is Tim Clark coming wide to the left. Quarterback draw, penalty markers thrown. Lewis goes to the 14-yard line. Benson made the stop. There's a marker to be checked out. That's Carson, the referee. Offsides against Alabama. Line of scrimmage was the 9. So it's taken back there. Still second down.
We have offside. Alabama. Second down.
A 5-yard walk-off for offside. Ball now resting Jesse.
Second down. And about 14 to go with the ball at the 4.5-yard line. 1 minute, 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Lewis from the end zone. And a safety, a two-pointer. Lewis is dropped in the end zone by Tommy Tabor. Tommy Tabor got Lewis in the end zone for a two-pointer.
Here's a play-action pass right here, and Lewis goes to throw the ball. He's looking downfield. He goes to throw it right here, and he stops. And that gives Tabor enough time to do his job. He pulls it back, and Tabor's on top of him. That's a safety.
And it's followed by a free kick. Alabama gets a free kick from the 20-yard line. They've gone to their respective sidelines for a huddle before they deploy here. Ball can be put in play by placement or by punt.
Number 77, Tommy.
And usually following the safety, the receiving team has good field position then, so that the advantage is more than just the 2 points. 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining in the quarter.
You wouldn't guess this based on what you've seen, and Alabama's down their own 18, 3rd and 8, and they run the ball. But the history's been this year, when they're back deep in their own territory and have to throw the ball, they've had more of a tendency to throw it there and, of course, get out of trouble. And that time they got nowhere and stayed in trouble, and it cost them 2 points.
Jumpers, please go to gate 2.
So now it's going to be Woody Humphrey punting the ball. McNeil is center deep to receive it, and Baylor is deployed from its own 30-yard line to receive the punt of Humphrey. The thing to be careful of is not to get anybody ahead of the kicker on the free kick. Long, high spiraling kick. McNeil at the 34-yard line. 35, 40, 50, 45. McNeil to the 40. And hauled down from behind by Clements. Mike Clements made the saving tackle as McNeil, the little man, 139-pounder, returned it to the 37-yard line. Sam Houston with a key block on the return. So now can the Baylor Bears drive it down there again? Drove it down, fumbled, got the 2 points on the safety. Jay Jeffrey brings them up. Abercrombie on the left side, Gentry on the right. Radar Holton motion across.
There's that penetration again, Lindsey, and it's going to cost him an
intercepted at the 18-yard line by Castillo. Castillo going out of bounds at the 16-yard line, at the 24-yard line.
Well, Jeffrey was going for Fisher deep down the sideline, but he's not having any time inside. That pressure, that penetration inside the stunts, and the blitz by an inside linebacker that time also caused a lot of trouble. Lyles was a factor, and Braggs and Klein. Randy Scott was in there. They had that left side of the Alabama defense pretty much in the face of Jeffrey that time.
So now it's 1st and 10 for the Tide. They have the ball at the 24, and Don Jacobs is back into the ball game at the quarterback. Lewis is out, and Jacobs, who started the game, is back in. Jones, I beg your pardon. It is Patrick. And Patrick from the left side gets it up there across the 35-yard line.
Here we can see the fake to get Jackson again, and Patrick's going back to the other side. An excellent block by Cal, Vince Cal, number 67, and Patrick's into that secondary quickly off the counter fake. Again, you got Jackson going to the left. Patrick breaks back to the right, and they like this young man. He's a freshman. He's averaging 7.2 yards a carry, so that's not too bad.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Jackson in motion outside. A quick pitch to Patrick from Jasper, Alabama, and he gets up to the 42-yard line. Picked up about 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Max McGarry in to make the tackle along with Cedric Mack.
Patrick's not very big, but they say he's the most. Here he makes a few moves. He's got quickness. He's the most sought-after back in Alabama history coming into the university. And he's got 4 years ahead of him. 3 left.
2nd down play coming now for Alabama with 20 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Ogilvie in motion outside right. Covered out there. Patrick Carey struggles up to the 45-yard line for 3, and he's stopped by Max McGarry. Still short of a first down by about a yard and a half. Clock is running 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is that.
Big down there.
As time has run out in this period. That's indicated by the referee holding the ball aloft. So at the end of the first quarter in the 45th annual Cotton Bowl game in Dallas, Texas, it's Alabama 6 and Baylor 2.
Oh, he missed the first.
A beautiful day in Dallas, Texas. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Roger Staubach here at the Cotton Bowl. And Alabama has taken a 6-2 lead as we start the second quarter. They'll have the ball. It will be third down, about a yard and a half at the 45. Their own 45. Jacobs is the quarterback who started. Lewis relieved him. Jacobs back in. He's in there now. Patrick still in the left. Set. And he gets the football. Lenny Patrick. Got it out there for about 2, and I think perhaps the first down. They'll take a long look. Steve Ronaldo made the tackle. They'll take a long look at this one. Might be a first down by inches. Of course, there's also the possibility it might not be. Let's go down to Frank Lieber.
One of the more amazing athletes in either of these sides, number 59, Steve Ronaldo, the Baylor linebacker. He was born deaf. He is an outstanding student. He has learned this game and learned it well. He's the 4th leading tackler in the ball club, gets his defensive huddles, signals by hand.
First down by inches, says the referee. And so with the ball at the 47-yard line, the Tide keeps the drive alive.
Operating from their own 47-yard line.
Bear Bryant this year has used the Shakewell system. He has run ball players in and out consistently, sometimes by unit, sometimes individually, but he's had a lot of ball players in action throughout the course of the season. They lost only 2, 7-0 to Notre Dame, 6-3 to Mississippi State. Jacobs going long, and it is taken at the 10 and on down to the 5-yard line by Jesse Bendros. And he's stopped by Thomas Young. It's going to be first and goal at the 4-yard line.
They've only thrown 104 times this year, but they've averaged over 16 yards a pass, and that average is even better today. They've hit a few, and 2 of them have been big. The first one set up a touchdown. Here we see again, it's off the wishbone, the fake inside, and he goes deep, and Bendros is right there.
They only had 1 intercepted pass all season long, did Alabama. They played the control game out of the wishbone.
Don Jacobs did a good job there. Joe Campbell had a good penetration that time, was in front of him. Jacobs got a lot on that ball and put it right on the money.
Ogilvie, Jackson, and Patrick in the backfield. Here's the pitch to Ogilvie, heading for the corner. The Major did not make it in. He stopped at the 1-yard line by Van McElroy. All Southwest Conference free safety for the Baylor Bears.
Well, he made an excellent tackle. That was open field, and Ogilvie is a big play guy. He smells the goal line, so you had 2 excellent athletes beating each other that time, and McElroy won that battle.
Greg Gibson comes into the ball game at middle linebacker now for the Baylor Bears. Vic Vines comes out. And then a goal line defense. All right. Ogilvie, touchdown, up and over for the Major. His 9th touchdown of this season.
Here's the play right here to Major Ogilvie. It's a guessing game by the linebackers. They're going to try to jump. Major's going to jump. And, of course, he gets over everybody that time and probably promote him to lieutenant colonel after that one. He's made a lot of plays for Alabama and a lot of touchdowns. And there's another one.
Peter Kim is in to attempt the conversion. Humphrey is holding for him. Kim was 35 of 37 during the regular season. And it's good. So Alabama gets the 7 on this drive with the touchdown and the conversion. And the Crimson Tide is out in front of the ball game with 13 minutes, 26 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Now the Crimson Tide will kick it off, and it'll be Tim Clark to do the kicking. That is McNeil, or rather, yes, McNeil, who's dropped back center deep. He is flanked by Philip Ward and Fred Hall. Alabama today wears names on their jerseys. The first time in the history of Crimson Tide football that they ever put the names on the back of the Alabama jerseys. The official holding Stone to keep him, Clark to keep him from coming forward. Not quite ready. Now the referee sounds the whistle, and that turns him loose. Jeff Clark is ready to get it underway. On the 10, it's McNeil to the 15 to the 20. And he returns to the 30. Yesterday, Roger Staubach talked to Coach Bear Bryant about the wishbone.
Kickoff return brings the ball out to the 30-yard line.
I think the wishbone is the greatest passing formation there is. Now, you go out there and you have to call a dozen different things, and you're trying to get a one-on-one all the time. We can get a one-on-one. If we can run the wishbone, we can put them in a one-on-one. We know where they're going to be. And if we have one to get open, one to throw the football, well, then we're going to score passing.
Jeffrey running the option, keeps the ball. Goes out of bounds in advance to the 31, and Jerry De Niro came in to make the tackle. And Roger, Baylor's been using a tackle over that's something a little new for them this afternoon.
They have. They've brought their either their left tackle goes to the right side or the right to the left, and they really overload their line. It's an unbalanced line. They keep the tight end and the guard on the left side, so it's a new formation, and it's just to confuse Alabama. But so far, they haven't been able to execute the plays off the overload. They're trying to stop penetration to that side also.
2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Jeffrey throwing, and it's gathered in. Good catch at the 40-yard line. Radar Holt gathered it in, and Jim Harris made the stop.
Here's the play again. It's just a drop back. He's looking out in the flat. He's looking to the down and in, and Jeffrey drops it out in the flat. Nice catch, one-handed. These Alabama guys, Robert Holt really got hit. He got clobbered by Jim Bob Harris. Jim Bob plays behind Ricky Tucker, but he's been all SEC a couple of years, and these guys really hit. Baylor's been paying the price for their catches and their runs today.
Handing it off to Dennis Gentry out of a double tight end alignment. Out of a 1st and 10 at the 41, and Eddie Lowe came in to make the tackle for Alabama. Brother of Woody Lowe, former great star who now plays for San Diego.
These Baylor backs are something special, Lindsey. Gentry, of course, is the 4th best ever in Baylor history. He's got 883 yards this year, and Abercrombie's the leading rusher all time in Baylor history. He's got 1,187 for this season, so they've got quite a tandem in that backfield.
Haven't they, though? And Abercrombie had 10 touchdowns. 2nd down play coming. There's a late pitch, but it's taken by Abercrombie. Tries to turn the corner, but he can't. And he is run out of bounds by Robbie Jones. Linebacker over there. Well back into the bench area of the Crimson Tide.
He's in the 1st row.
He is really. That's Paul Bryant there. You can pick him out with a hat. Saying about Abercrombie, he's all right. Walter Abercrombie from Waco, Texas.
Well, if you don't get some real good execution and you're running the option play and you can string it out on defense, it's tough to get upfield. You run laterally, you get nowhere, you got to cut it upfield. Right now, Alabama's really doing the job. They're coming off their blocks, they're stringing it out, and Baylor's not getting very much on the option.
3rd and 9 at the 42. Jeffrey again going long, and Fisher can't get it, and it's intercepted. Taken by Jim Bob Harris. However, it is ruled an incompletion. Had it ever so briefly, intended for Fisher. Jim Bob Harris had it for a moment, but it's simply an incompleted pass. That'll bring up 4th down.
He's got Holt's coming in motion here. Jeffrey rolls out to the left. It's a half roll, and then he scoots back. He has good time. It's a long throw, but there's just good pass defense. Jim Bob's back there, along with Mike Clements, and they didn't have much of a chance.
Stone gets it off. Major Ogilvie is
That's
ready.
a punt.
Gonna let it go. Hits at the 5. It's gonna drop dead at the 3-yard line. So that one will be taken by the Crimson Tide, but deep in their own territory. They'll have it 1st down and 10 yards to go, but they will have it just a little bit in advance of their 3-yard line on a 54-yard punt.
Saturday on...
To bring you the best in CBS Sports. When I travel by train, but you...
Please drive carefully this holiday season.
Alabama leading by a score of 13-2 has the ball first and 10 at their own 3-yard line. Don Jacobs, the quarterback. Gives it to Ogilvy. Ogilvy gets out to the 8 before Mike Singletary brings him down again at 5, makes it second down and 5 yards to go.
There's Crazy Ray right there. Crazy spends a lot of time out at Texas Stadium with the Cowboys, and he's here today whooping it up for Baylor.
We gonna beat you guys!
It's not really crazy, but they call him Crazy Ray. He acts a little crazy.
A lie.
And that's why they call him Crazy Ray.
Patrick Scaring is at the 11-yard line for 3, which will make it 3rd down and 2. Singletary again on the tackle. Singletary had a great year. Made All-American again, consensus All-American. And he's done that twice. He's from Houston, Texas, a senior. Some of the other members of the team aren't particularly fond of the fact that the media sometimes refer to Singletary as the one linebacker defense of the Baylor Bears.
They got an excellent 3 men back there. They've got Singletary, Field, and Lester Ward.
Patrick on the wide left. They drop into deep punt formation here. And they're going to pass out of punt formation. Walt Lewis. Major Ogilvy out there along the sideline.
Well, no one told Van McElroy about that play, because when he saw Lewis shift into the punt formation, here he is. He's looking for a receiver. McElroy took off for about the 40-yard line. Of course, that was the object to trick him a little bit, get that secondary loose, get him back there, and try to hit a quick pass on 3rd down. We had a penalty.
Delay of game against Alabama, and the 5-yard penalty is marked off, putting him back at the 6-yard line.
They have delay of game. Alabama could not hear the whistle. That's why the play was run. 3rd down.
Got the explanation from referee Vance Carlson. Alabama could not hear the whistle, which stops play. Not being able to hear it, they went ahead and ran the play. That makes it 3rd down. And about 8 yards to go. Patrick again. The freshman halfback is simply out to the 8-yard line for not much. That'll bring the punting unit on. Joe Campbell on the stop.
Here's a playoff tackle right here, and he's into the hole, number 25, Lenny Patrick, and he's stopped by a lot of Baylor Bears that time. Joe Campbell, number 78, Charles Benson, 48, Doak Field, 46, and Singletary over there. That's kind of the strong side of that Baylor defense.
Woody Humphrey, the left footer, boobs it out. It hits around the 45, rolls to the 50. There will be no run back. And it is at the 46-yard line.
It's not only the strong side, it's a critical side. Charles Benson was a linebacker. They switched him over that left defensive end. He's been all conference, made 16 sacks. So that Baylor defensive line's done an excellent job, and they've replaced 2 professional players from last year.
Tomorrow, it's great bowl action when the Miami Hurricanes clash with Virginia Tech in the Peach Bowl from Atlanta. It's great college football action tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Roger Staubach at the Cotton Bowl, where Baylor has the ball now. 1st down, 10 yards to go. They have it at their own 46-yard line. Jay Jeffrey, the quarterback. Short drop, long throw. Fisher trying, incomplete at the 25-yard line. Fisher made a leaping try. Let's go down to Frank Lieber.
Bit of NCAA trivia from the Bama bench. Major Ogilvy scoring that last Alabama touchdown becomes the first player in NCAA history to score a touchdown in 4 consecutive bowl games. Quite an accomplishment.
And the Baylor Bears have it 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line. Jeffrey again. Hits the deck at the 35. There is no flag. It's incomplete.
Well, Ricky Tucker, number 18, was on Fisher before down the sidelines, made a good play, and that time he tripped up the wide receiver, who was Holt, coming over the middle. Jeffrey fired it in there, and of course he hits him, trips him there, and the referee Said it was all right. The Baylor players didn't like it.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 10 yards to go at the 46-yard line. Alabama leading in the game by a score of 13-2. We have 9 minutes, 59 seconds left in the first half. That's the Statue of Liberty, as it were, and it loses a yard. Then it's Gentry carrying. Robbie Jones on the tackle. Brings the punting unit on now for the Baylor Bears.
This Alabama team has pretty well shut Baylor down other than that long interference call. Baylor hasn't done very much on offense. They've tried to throw, they've tried to run. Baylor's had an excellent year. They've averaged 440 yards. And today they've been stopped so far by the Crimson Tide.
Fair catch signal. Ogilvie drops the ball. Stone's high kick. It's been recovered by Major Ogilvie, I believe. And it has, just short of the 25-yard line. So Alabama gets it there, 1st and 10. Play is resumed. Alabama leading by a score of 13-2. Has the ball in their own territory. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Texas, Lone Star State of Texas.
Here's the previous play, the Statue of Liberty. The quarterback's back. He drops it off here to Gentry, but look at Junior, number 39, penetrating. Lyles is coming in also. Junior gets an excellent block by Abercrombie on Junior, but still Gentry is just brought down by half the Alabama team, especially Robbie Jones. He just didn't go for the pass fake at all.
So they had to punt it away, and Alabama has it 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Jacobs with the ball. Going long and incomplete. As he was trying to get it downfield.
He's starting to pick his side
to Bart Crouch.
Alabama's starting to throw the ball. They've got 69 yards passing, and their average for the year per game has been 65.7. So they're already ahead of that. Of course, the Bear likes to throw from the wishbone. He says you get people isolated, and when you're running well, the fake will hold those linebackers, then you have one man downfield, and that's who they've been hitting. First time it was Jackson.
He says that, but he doesn't throw all that
time was Benrose. He doesn't. But when he does,
Major Ogilvie, and the penalty marker is thrown.
It's usually for pretty good yardage.
Amos Alonzo Stagg won 314 games as a head coach. Paul Bryant wants 315 to become college football's winningest coach, of course. He needs 9 more to tie. He needs 10 more to pass him. Bryant has won 305. Pop Warner won 313. Stagg, of course, 314. And they are the only 3 coaches in the history of collegiate football to win over 300 games. Paul Bryant, 67 years of age.
They asked Bear the other day if he was worried about Stagg or Warner as far as breaking that record. He said, no, he said, I'm worried about Grafton Hokut.
Baylor, second down.
Who is Grafton Hokut? Well, he's the Undertaker there, back there
in Tuscaloosa. Offsides makes it 2nd and 5 with the ball moved out just short of the 30-yard line for the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Patrick. Got it to the 34-yard line. Just short of the sticks, I think. Thomas Earl Young on the tackle from Houston, Texas, along with Tommy Tabor from Calvert, Texas. 3rd down. And a yard to go. 34-yard line. Paul Bryant grew up in Fordyce, Arkansas. Not exactly in downtown Fordyce, although he went to high school there. He was from Morro Bottom, which is sort of a commuter jump from Fordyce. Short yardage alignment here. Major Ogilvie, he's the money player, and he gets the first down at the 36-yard line.
The handoff went to Major Ogilvie.
1st and 10 at the 36 for Alabama.
35-yard line, taking up a first down for Alabama.
Paul Bryant went back to Alabama as head coach in 1958. He had played there, of course, and then had gone on to a coaching career. Then in 1959, he took him to his first bowl game, and he has taken him to 22 consecutive bowl games.
Kyle Woods on the sideline. He needs to get Baylor pepped up a little bit.
James Patrick out to the 42-yard line. 6 on the play, 2nd and 4. Lester Ward linebacker from Temple, Texas, made the stop.
Here's the fake inside and the pitch out. Doak Field plays it real well. He keeps it, makes him cut inside, and of course Lester Ward recovers and makes the tackle.
Pat Coriat's come in at tackle now. Tommy Tabor has come off the field. That's a counter play to Major Ogilvie, and Ogilvie gets to the 43-yard line.
That was a counter back to the other side, Lindsey, and this time Lester Ward stayed home. He didn't go for the fake inside to Billy Jackson, and he had Ogilvie spotted and brought him down.
I want to mention that Bob Kayavec is playing offensive right tackle for Alabama, and I want to mention that because I promised his mother and dad last night that I would do my dead-level best to pronounce it correctly. They said it hadn't been pronounced correctly too many times. Bob Kayavec is the right tackle for Alabama. Here's a 3rd and 3. Ogilvie, and he's got the 1st and 10 and yards to spare. Major Ogilvie to the 44-yard line. Van McElroy on the stop.
The Major's moving. He likes bowl games. He was MVP in the Sugar Bowl last year. And he's moving today. His stats weren't overly impressive this year. He had 439 yards, but he still averaged 5.7 yards a carry. So he's a big play guy, and he's a team guy. He likes to block for the other guys, and he also runs the football when he has to.
One of the most popular players on the team. He's the offensive captain. Patrick to the 40-yard line. Ogilvie's carried 8 times for 37 yards. Lester Ward in to make the tackle for the Baylor Bears, and we have 6 minutes left to play in the first half.
The line of scrimmage, you hear the old saying, the games are won and lost at the line of scrimmage, and it is true. The ability for the offensive line to block the defense is critical, and it's vice versa. And today, the Baylor defense is being pushed more so by Alabama, and the Baylor offense has not penetrated against that fine Alabama defense.
Jeff Fagan's the right halfback. Ogilvie was undressed. His jersey ripped off. He left the field. Completed out into the right flat. Taken by Clark. Tim Clark, the receiver out there. Thomas Young made the tackle. That's going to be a first down, I think. It is a 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Hey, what a season Baylor's had, though. They've been 8-0 in the conference. The first time, I think, since 1949, someone's been undefeated in the Southwest Conference. They won the conference by 3 games. They're 10-1, and today was a big emotional game for Baylor. And of course, they still have plenty of time to get into it, but the emotion has run a little bit dry so far.
Fullback Earl Collins carried the ball, and Coriat made the tackle. Some very pretty people here.
Is that the Lennon sisters?
Might have been, for all I know. It'll be 2nd down and 9 yards to go. The ball at the 32-yard line. Earl Collins, the fullback in that wishbone. Jacobs throwing and incomplete. Trying to get it to Collins, his fullback. They completed one on that pattern earlier to Jackson.
Collins was about ready to catch that, and he was wide open. The ball was high, but he tripped about the same time the ball got there.
3rd down, 9.
Earl's mad at himself right now.
3rd down play coming. Tim Clark racing back onto the field as Jesse Bendros goes off. Clark coming to a wide right. Patrick flank far to the left side. Jacobs, the pitch to Ogilvie. Ogilvie has it, but takes the big loss.
Well, there's
pulled down.
There's that penetration that Baylor needs, and Doak Field broke through and made a great play here. There's the pitch. Max McGarry was a factor in it, number 99 also, but here's the fake and the pitch, but the penetration does the job right there. And that's Big Max.
Humphrey is in to do the punting. McNeil is dropped back deep. McNeil lets it go. It hits on the 6. Takes an Alabama bounce, and it is at the 12-yard line. So now it'll be taken 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Tomorrow, we've got more great college bowl action. At 3 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports will bring you the Peach Bowl from Atlanta. The Miami Hurricanes, coming off a tough 1980 schedule that included 6 opponents that won bowl invitations this year, take on Virginia Tech, led by quarterback Steve Casey. The two schools have met 5 times, and this should be an exciting continuation of that rivalry. So, be here tomorrow for the Peach Bowl, 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports. Hand it off to Gentry. Warren Lyles in to make the tackle. Just about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard. Second down play coming now.
Well, Buzzy Nelson, number 58, the Baylor centers, had his hands full with the nose guard. Warren Lyles, number 91.
Second down play coming for the Baylor Bears. Gentry. Got it out there at the 22-yard line. E.J. Jr. from Nashville, the All-American defender, made the stop. It's going to be a yard short of a first down. 3rd and 1.
It's going to be tough to contain these Baylor backs. That Gentry's got the quickness. He didn't have much room there, but he's got quick feet. He's got the quick moves. He saw daylight, and he probably got 4 or 5 yards out of nothing that time.
Mike Lively comes in there to tight end. Up into the power I formation. And they pick it up. Let's go down to Frank Lieber on the sideline.
Injury report from the Baylor bench. Big Tommy Tabor, number 77, the hulking defensive tackle of the Baylor Bears, kicked in the eye. He will not see any more action in the first half, although they hope to get him back in commission for the second half of play. Lindsey?
Alfred Anderson carried on the last play. He is the designated scorer, which means they like him on all short yardage situations, especially down on the goal line. He got the 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line for the Baylor Bears. Jeffrey cut off at the pass. Dropped for a loss back at the 18-yard line by Lyles. Warren Lyles got him.
Warren Lyles got him, but Byron Braggs, number 47, the senior tackle, was the man that penetrated and caused Jeffrey to come off his route and gave Lyles a chance to make the sack.
Clock is running. We have 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Alabama leading by a score of 13-2. Alabama has never won a Cotton Bowl game with Bear Bryant. He's been here twice. He lost once to Texas A&M. He lost once to Texas. He came here with a Kentucky team, and Babe Parilli was his quarterback and won that particular game. Now they throw the screen out into the flat, taken by Gentry. And Gentry is stopped at the 17-yard line. So that overall, they take a loss of a couple of yards on the completion out in the left flat.
Well, Jeffrey rolled out to the right that time, and Thomas Boyd, number 90, read the screen all the way. He was looking over there at Gentry and went over and really caused the play not to go anywhere. Alert play by Thomas Boyd, the linebacker.
Going to make it 3rd down and about 17 yards to go on the 17-yard line. Jay Jeffrey in the right flat. Gentry at the 20, up to the 24-yard line. It'll still be 10 yards to go with the first down. Mike Clements and Thomas Boyd made the Alabama tackle. Timeout. Timeout by Alabama with 1:19 left on the clock remaining to be played in the first half. That is Gentry, who took the last pass out there and advanced the ball, but it's going to be 4th and 10 when play is resumed here, with the ball at the 24-yard line. Roger Staubach, tell me, what do you remember about your playing performance here in the 1964 Cotton Bowl game?
Oh, we lost a real squeaker, 28-6. We came down here. We had lost one game, my first visit ever to Dallas, to SMU on a Friday night. And we were 9-1, number 2 team in the country. Texas was number 1, and we felt we could prove that we were number 1. We came down here screaming we're number 1, and of course they felt they were number 1. We proved it to them. They were number 1 all the way. I haven't heard the end of it. I've talked to over 150,000 people that are personally at that game. What's the Cotton Bowl seat? 75,000?
In those days,
so I've heard about it a few times.
In those days, it seated 75,503, as a matter of fact.
When I was drafted by Dallas, they had to come back and play in this Cotton Bowl after 2 losses. I was at Pensacola, and I stationed there for 2 years in the service in Bear Bryant country, and had a chance to speak all over Alabama. Just some great place. Leroy Jordan, my roommate, was from XL, so I know all about the Bear and the Alabama fans, and had a chance to spend 2 years in their neighborhood.
All right, Rhinestones back to do the punting. Major Ogilvie goes for the fair catch, and he makes it at the 48-yard line. So Alabama has the ball first and 10. They have it at their own 48. Ron Stowe with the punt.
I wanted to tell you, there's some football fans down that area.
I know that. I'm well aware of that fact. There are indeed.
There was a letdown this year. Alabama's had a great season, but that letdown when they're number 1 7-8 weeks in a row, and tough loss to Mississippi State and Notre Dame, and now they're bringing that momentum back up again today.
Stowe's punt was for 28 yards. There's Jacobs with the pass play. Then Gross incomplete. And covering is Vic Vines back there on the corner. So it's going to be second down and 10 yards to go with the ball at the 48-yard line. At the luncheon yesterday, Grant Taft, the Texas Sports Hall of Fame luncheon, Grant Taft said tongue-in-cheek that he wanted to dispel any rumors that he was going into the ministry because the rumor had grown that he had rather bear the cross than cross the bear. He said it was untrue. Second and 10. Jacobs dropped back there at the 43 by Tommy Tabor from Calvert, Texas.
Well, Grant Taft has done a fantastic job at Baylor. He's brought him the Cotton Bowl for the 2nd time, and he's a smart coach. He's got a good staff, and it'll be interesting to see what they do at halftime. They've got to stop Alabama's penetration because their passing game has been affected by it. They have not run very well. They were 40 yards short of an all-time Southwest Conference, SWC conference record this year. So today, Alabama's pretty well shut down their offense, and Grant's got to do something at halftime.
That's a quick pitch, and the ball is dribbled, and it is picked up. But Jeff Fagan carrying the ball, and Mack was there to make the stop. Now we're going to get some information from our official.
Baylor.
Baylor takes a timeout. That's the information we get. 17 seconds left on the clock. The ball is at the 39-yard line. Well, it's going to be 4th down and 18 yards to go for Alabama. Bear Bryant was intent on trying to win this ball game because of the fact that he had been here twice before with an Alabama team and had not won. So one of his first instructions to his people as director of athletics was he did not want to stay at the same hotel they had stayed at the other 2 times. Not that he's superstitious, he just didn't want to stay at the same hotel, that's all.
Sports people are the most superstitious people in the world.
I think you're right.
We used to have chaplains speak at our devotionals. If we lost the game, the guys didn't want to have the same chaplain back again. Well, the same sport car. I've never seen anything like it.
That's it.
Of course, I'm not superstitious.
Of course not. Woody Humphries in there in a punt formation, but we're waiting for an official to rejoin the group. Vance Carlson, they've been over checking with the Baylor sideline. McNeil is dropped back for Baylor to receive the expected punt. That is McNeil, 139-pounder, 5 feet 8 inches tall. He gets it off under a heavy rush.
They rushed the punter a little bit too hard that time.
Ball goes out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Punter is down, and there's a marker thrown. That is Humphrey down. The marker right there beside him.
He did get hit. There was no question about that one. Of course, he's looking around. I hope he's all right.
As the training staff attends to him, he gets onto his feet now.
recovered pretty fast.
We have roughing the kicker, Baylor. That's first down.
First and 10 for Alabama at the Baylor 46-yard line, and 10 seconds remain on the clock, which will start again on the snap.
Of course, that's the play. Come after that punter. There's 17 seconds to go, and this interference shouldn't hurt him, but they now have 10 seconds, so you got to go after him, hope you can block the punt, and get something before the half.
Alabama brings Walt Lewis in at quarterback, the freshman who was in earlier in the ball game. Jacobs started. Lewis, quarterback draw. 40. Gets it out to the 36-yard line. 3 seconds on the clock, which he stopped immediately. McGarry on the tackle.
If Kim can boot this one, it'd be about 52 yards, 53 yards.
They're going to give him a shot.
Timeout has been called by Alabama.
So Alabama call time to get Peter Kim into the ball game. His longest has been 49 yards. The Cotton Bowl record is 50. At Hawaii, he had a 52-yarder, his longest. They're measuring now for first down yardage. And it is a first and 10. Of small consequence, really, at this point. 3 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Alabama's leading 13-2.
Well, this would be an honest kick because there's no wind, really. It's any factor right now, so he's got to boom it on his own.
Humphrey has gone a hole for him. And this will be a 53-yard attempt. If good, it would be a new career long for Kim and a new field goal record for the Cotton Bowl. Kim's boot short. Is short. It goes underneath the crossbar. It is no good. Time has run out. So the teams head for the locker room. Cheer at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, with Alabama leading by a score of 13-2. Just not quite enough leg for Kim on his 53-yard attempt. And so we have reached the end of the first half. In the Cotton Bowl game, Alabama 13 and the Baylor Bears 2.
Here at the 45th Annual Cotton Bowl Classic with Alabama leading Baylor by a score of 13-2. Pageantry, of course, is always a highlight of any Cotton Bowl halftime. And today, no exception, as our show features the University of Alabama Marching Band, the Baylor Band, and the world-famous Kilgore Rangerettes, and then an outstanding finale. First off, the Alabama Marching Band behind us right now. They call them the... Here's the Golden Wave. Band from Baylor University. Their New Year's Day performance will begin with a very, very famous W.C. Handy March, which, as they say, needs no introduction whatsoever.
Saluting the Southwest Conference champion fighting Baylor Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, Baylor University proudly presents the 1980 Golden Wave Marching Band. W.C. Handy's famous march begins the Golden Wave New Year's Day performance. Listen now as the band plays.
There it is, the St. Louis Blues. was Henry Mancini's classic melody, Moon River, as performed by the Baylor University 1980 Golden Wave Band. Formation toward one side of the field and out toward the near side by the Golden Wave Band as we prepare for the finale of the 45th annual Cotton Bowl Classic halftime pageant.
The Golden Wave Band is directed by Dick Paul. Associate director is Michael Peacock. Graduate assistants are Benjamin Davis and Mike Cooley.
Quickly now, let's take a look at some of the highlights of first half play with Baylor in possession, 1st and 10. Quarterback Jeffrey takes the snap, drops back and looks for Fisher downfield. And there is an interference call there, which gives the ball to Baylor on the 25-yard line, but on the next play they gave it up. Now here comes the safety. Lewis back into the end zone, and Tabor gets to him for the safety. Jacobs again, dropping back, looking long. Edris downfield to make the catch. And then Ogilvy up and over for the Alabama touchdown. Captains have been to the center of the field. Options have been exercised, and we're set to go with the second half. It'll be Baylor kicking off, Alabama receiving. Keep in mind that in the first half, Walter Abercrombie, the great running back of Baylor, carried 3 times for a -3 yards. Gentry carried 6 times for 20 yards. It is going to be Tim Strong kicking it off. Castile is center deep to receive it for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama leading 13-2. This is Lindsey Nelson with Roger Staubach and Frank Lieber here at the Cotton Bowl. Castile is waiting. At the 3-yard line, he has it. He's up to the 5, to the 10, to the 15. Castile stopped at the 19 and maybe the 20-yard line. Gandy downfield to make the tackle. Here are the stats for the first half.
Well, that sure tells a tale right there, Lindsey. Baylor's averaged about 400 and some yards a game. They've got 36 total in the first half. Those turnovers also that aren't on here. Baylor's got 3 turnovers. Alabama has not lost the ball all day.
Alabama has the ball at the 18-yard line as they come out of their huddle now, and the quarterback is Don Jacobs, who started the game. Both he and Walter Lewis saw action in the first half. He's got the ball. Jacobs with the late pitch to Ogilvy, and the Major goes up to the 30-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st and 10. McElroy and Singletary ran him out of bounds to make it a 1st and 10 for Alabama.
Thomas Earl Young, the force man, got caught inside, and he wasn't able to contain to the outside, and Singletary had to get all the way from his middle linebacker position, and that play should have been turned inside, but it wasn't, and Singletary had to make a tackle on the sidelines.
Tim Clark wide to the right side. This is Jones carrying. Joe Jones from Thomaston, Georgia. Got it out there and advanced to the 32-yard line. On the tackle, Joe Campbell, who had a great year defensively for the Baylor Bears.
Well, hopefully Baylor was able to figure out something at halftime, because their offense has been strong all year. Of course, they're going against one of the great defenses in the country, Alabama. They just weren't able to move the football, and they need to do something this second half to get back in the football game.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. Give it to the fullback Jackson, and Billy Jackson, who averaged almost 5.5 yards per carry during the season, moves it up to the 38-yard line before Doak Field, the defensive captain and linebacker for Baylor, makes the stop. It'll be 3rd down, about 2.5 yards to go. Each of these teams participating today will receive approximately $1,800,000 to be split up, of course, with conference members according to their current rules and regulations. They're in the wishbone, Alabama. That's Jones carrying. Gets it out there to the 43-yard line before McElroy makes the stop.
Pitch out to Joe Jones.
That's going to be a 1st and 10.
Of course, Alabama's really mixed a lot of plays in there today. They've given us some new looks that the Alabama people haven't seen all season, the fans, and as far as the opposing coaches, they're also pitching out and running some plays that aren't just wishbone oriented today.
Wide receiver to the left side, wishbone in the backfield. Dennis Jackson, I beg your pardon, it is Collins. Collins had replaced Jackson at full, and he carried on the play. Doak Field in to make the tackle. Got it to the 48-yard line. Picked up about 5 on the play to make it 2nd and 5. Jones comes out of the ball game, and Patrick comes in now at left halfback. Billy Jackson comes back in at fullback for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Dale Bryant was on the 1934 Rose Bowl team. They played New Year's Day at 35 in Pasadena at Alabama as an undergraduate. Jacobs to the 49-yard line. Gain of a yard, Lester Ward in the make the tackle. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 yards to go.
That's a good job by Lester Ward. Baylor's splitting out their ends. McCrary and Benson are out wide. The linebackers are inside, and the linebackers are responsible for the option coming back inside. The ends are out there to contain along with the defensive halfbacks, and the linebackers are doing an excellent job for Baylor, as they've done all year.
3rd down play coming now for the Tide. Wide receiver to the left side. Jacobs. Late pitch, taken by Patrick. Mini Patrick stopped by Van McElroy.
McElroy got him short of the 1st down, barely. He got over there a little bit late, but knocked him out of bounds about a half a foot short.
They want to leave it right
Here's
there.
the play, the fake to Jackson. Here's Jacobs getting outside. McElroy's coming. He'll get into the picture, but the pitch is late, and McElroy gets in there just about in time to get him out of bounds. Short.
It is short, and the punting unit has come on. Woody Humphreys in to do the punting, and Gerald McNeil has dropped back to field it for Baylor. The huddle is being reconvened now as they get the ball properly spotted. The officials taking a moment to do that, as you see McNeil. Baylor Bears' first bowl game was 1949, the Dixie Bowl in Birmingham, in which they beat Wake Forest, and their coach was Bob Woodruff, and their quarterback was Adrian Burke. Now they shift into deep punt formation, and that sends McNeil scurrying back. McNeil on the fly up to 20, and up to the 23, 24-yard line.
That's a gutsy play by McNeil. He did take that ball on the fly, and he was going full speed himself.
It's going to be spotted at the 23-yard line now. The question is, early in the third quarter, we should find out whether or not the Baylor Bears are going to be able to move the ball against the defense of the Alabama Crimson Tide, something they could not do in the first half. Alabama leading 13-2. The Baylor Bears have the ball first and 10 at their own 23-yard line. Trailing in the ball game, Alabama leading 13-2. Abercrombie's in the left set, Gentry's in the right set. Abercrombie did not have a yard rushing in the first half. Gentry and popped immediately by the Alabama defender. It was Randy Scott from Decatur, Georgia, the defensive captain. He got there about the time the ball did.
Here's a comparison. Neal was in the Cotton Bowl in '75 and threw a touchdown with a couple interceptions. He had some good yardage. Jay has thrown the one interception. The longest play of the first half for Baylor was the interference call, which does not count on the yardage. So he's well behind his season average, but he's got the second half to go.
2nd and 11. They're in the slot left, and instead they give it to Gentry. And he gets it back up just in advance of the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and about 10 yards to go. E.J. Jr., the great All-American defender for Alabama, number 39, in there on the tackle. What a career. He is a senior from Nashville, Tennessee.
He's also quite a student. He's in the engineering school over at Alabama, Lindsey, and not only a fine football player, he's a well-educated and bright young man also.
3rd down play for the Baylor Bears. Jeffrey. 25, 30, got the first down. Got the 1st and 10, and as he popped up, Byron Braggs finally brought him down. Jay Jeffrey, a junior from Shawnee Mission, Kansas.
I think he's pumped up a little bit. He's also a little mad at himself for tripping there at the end. He was kind of waiting to get tackled and never really was tackled. He was kind of tripped up. Here he is. He's looking to throw the ball. And it looked like a draw, but it wasn't. He had people downfield, and receivers downfield, not blocking, so he decided to run the football.
Randy Scott coming on the tackle. Jay Jeffrey again.
Number 55 for Baylor is doing a good job. He had some good blocks. The penetration came inside him before. That's Bobby Glass. The Glasses are famous at Baylor. Bobby had a brother last year, now with Cincinnati, and Bill Glass, of course, was the great pro from Cleveland.
2nd down and 8 at the 38-yard line. Again. Well, he was trying to dive just as far up that sideline as he could. He's right in front of Grant Taff. His head coach is going to be marked in advance of the 42-yard line. Jay Jeffrey.
Now, Bobby's been around Baylor a few years. He had an infection in his hip that kind of even ate through the hip and didn't even know if he was going to be able to play football or even walk straight again. And he came around last year, so this is his first full season, and he's the starting right tackle for Baylor.
This is Abercrombie cutting back to the inside and struggling for the first down sticks. Byron Braggs of Montgomery is on the stop. Now they check for the possible first down. He may have got it.
Handoff was to Walter Abercrombie.
They're going to bring out the chain. It looks as though he may have picked it up.
For the tackle. Timeout for a measurement.
9 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Alabama still leading 13-2.
got a good shot at Walter. He's saying to himself, where are these guys coming from?
First down.
First and 10.
You know, Grant Teff mentioned that he was really worried about the penetration from the linebackers of Alabama and the stunts in the defensive line. And stunts are just change-ups. People just don't run straight ahead. They change up, they loop, they do different little games in there. And Alabama has really penetrated that Baylor offensive line.
Penalty marker is thrown. The handoff goes to Abercrombie. It's a whistle which stops play. The whistle stops play before the snap if you hear it.
Before the ball was snapped.
Abercrombie, during the regular season, rushed for 1,187 yards, averaged 5.2 per carry, had 10 touchdowns, but he has been unable to go against the Alabama defense here today.
Illegal procedure against Baylor.
Procedure penalty against the Baylor Bears. That will cost them 5.
We have illegal procedure. Baylor, first down.
Illegal procedure.
First and 15. Jim May is in there now. Bobby Glass has come out. Offensive tackle for the Baylor Bears. Gentry, but popped right there by Warren Lyles.
Gentry, the ball carrier. He was dropped by Warren Lyles.
It's at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 15. You may remember 27 years ago today, Alabama played here against Rice in a game that was famous with 2 things. Dickie Meagle had a great day rushing, and Dickie Meagle was tackled by Tommy Lewis, who came off the Alabama bench. Dickie Meagle is here this afternoon. He was inducted yesterday in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. The long pass from Jeffrey, and it is picked off. A penalty marker is thrown. Castile has the ball, returning it for Alabama. Intended for Fisher, and there's a marker downfield.
They're going to get Ricky Tucker for pushing. Number 18 for Alabama. Well, this time, Jeffrey has great protection here. There's no one really close to him, so he winds up and fires, but the pass defense is very good. The receiver right there by Tucker pushes him. He just kind of lost his balance and ran into Fisher.
Baylor decline.
Penalty was called offensive against Fisher, and it's declined because Alabama wants the ball on the interception. It was returned up to the 39, and they've got it.
Tucker got up a little bit mad at himself, but really he was mad because Fisher pushed him. Fisher, the referee said push Tucker, and it was offensive interference.
And the interception goes to Jeremiah Castile. Grant Teff wasn't too happy about it all. His fullback, Jackson, tries to do the juggling act, but it's incomplete. Doak Field, covering defensively, 2nd and 10 for 39.
Well, Jackson was wide open. He should have had the ball. The ball was not well thrown. It was thrown behind him, but he was open and got both hands on it. Jacobs would like to throw it again, and I think Jackson would like to try to catch that one again.
Completed that pattern for a sizable gain in the first quarter. Mallard is in there now, and a wide receiver. There's a quick pitch, and it's to Ben Orcutt. Orcutt took it, and Benson made the tackle. Bear Bryant shuttling ball players in here in the 3rd quarter. Something he's done all year. At the 41-yard line. 3rd down and 8 yards to go. People through the years have asked why on the telecast we did not play back the instant replay of the videotape of the tackle of Dickie Meagle by Tommy Lewis. 2 reasons. Instant replay had not been invented, and neither had videotape. Now the draw to the halfback. Taken by Orcutt. Orcutt is at the 44-yard line. That is not enough. The punting unit comes on. Tommy Tabor made the tackle. Humphrey comes in to do the punting now for Alabama. And that sends McNeil back deep to field it for the Baylor Bears. 7 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Alabama's leading 13-2. McNeil has got it at the 23, drops the ball at the 25, and Baylor's got it. Alabama's got it. Alabama's got it at the 25-yard line. Alabama on McNeil's fumble. has recovered the ball, and Grant Taff is unhappy. Bear Bryant getting his offensive unit onto the field. And Alabama, I believe, is taking a timeout.
Again, it's
the Alabama recovery was made by Dan Holcomb, who is the snapper in punt formation. He got downfield to recover at the 25-yard line. There's a new quarterback in the ballgame for Alabama, Alan Gray. And warming up along the sideline for Baylor is quarterback David Mangum, who may be in there at the next Baylor possession. Gray, his first play of the day, third quarterback to play for Alabama. Loosen up and in to the right side, wide receivers left and right. Gray has the ball. Gray still has the ball, and he is at the 23-yard line. He's stopped by Joe Campbell and Charles Benson. Second down and 8 yards to go. Ogilvy's in there at a halfback. Joe Carter's in there at the other. Here comes Tim Clark in at a wide receiver. Loosen up Bart Kraut to the right side. There with a late pitch taken by Joe Carter. And Carter is stopped short of the 20-yard line.
The pitch out was to Joe Carter. Stopped by Young at the 21-yard line.
Well, Alan Gray in there now at quarterback is very sound fundamentally. He runs the wishbone very well. He's also an excellent athlete. He can play split end, running back, quarterback. He can do it all from different positions. But they like his soundness running the option.
3rd and 5 at the 21-yard line for Alabama. Big third down play coming here. Gray, and he is dropped at the 25-yard line. Let's go down to Frank Lieber.
The next face you see at Baylor quarterback is standing behind me, David Mangrubs. He is 6'4", 200 pounds, just a sophomore, hasn't played much this year, is regarded as an outstanding prospect and really showed up well in the practices leading up to this game. He was a baseball pitcher in the Kansas City Royals organization, then came back to school. And of course, he's still eligible for football. You'll see him in there.
Humphrey is in the hole for Kim, who will attempt a 42-yard field goal. He has field goals at 28 and 29 yards. The ball is down. Kim boots it up. And it's good. Just got over the crossbar. 42-yard field goal. Third of the day for Kim. And Alabama leads in the ballgame by a score of 16-2. Kim from Seoul, Korea, by way of the University of Hawaii, set out a year to come to Alabama. Alabama's leading by a score of 16-2, and they will kick off now. It'll be Tim Clark, number 80, to kick it off. McNeil is center deep, flanked by Philip Ward and Fred Hall for the Baylor Bears. We have 4 minutes, 57 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter. McNeil chases it over, and it is fielded instead by Philip Ward. Philip Ward across the 20. He's at the 24-yard line, brought down by Mike Clements.
Philip Ward on the
1st and 10 now for the Baylor Bears, and they have a new quarterback as David Mangum, a sophomore, has come in to quarterback them.
Baylor's really had their difficulties, Lindsay, to say the least, and it's been based on a very aggressive Alabama defense. They play the three-man front. They have two ends that are standing up. They have the five-man rush. They've been rushing the passer. They've been rushing the run. They've shut down Baylor's run. I think it's upset Baylor.
Mangum carrying the ball. He dives out to the 31-yard line. Picked up about 7 on the play. 2nd and 3. Here is David Mangum, the quarterback in the ballgame now, 6'4", 200-pounder. And as Frank Lieber explained a moment ago, former baseball pitcher. Has the good arm. He can throw the ball.
They shut down Baylor's run. Baylor's been running 300 yards a game, and they've shut it down. And if you don't get that running game going at least halfway decently, the passing game isn't going to work. And Alabama has taken away the passing. They have also created 5 turnovers, and Baylor just hasn't got into the game offensively.
Mangum's going to run it again. He's been in 2 plays. He's kept it both times. Gary De Niro in to make the tackle. Out at the 33-yard line. be third down and a long yard. Yard and a half at 2. Cockrell's bringing in the next play now.
I would think Baylor's going to try to get this first down and get into some decent field position and then really start putting the ball in the air. Mangum's got a great arm. He's got an excellent arm, and they're going to have to start throwing this football.
They're doubling Fisher and Holt to the left side, but they get a fumble. Mangum fumbled it after he had got first down yardage. Alabama recovers. E.J. Jr. is there, and that is he, number 39.
Here he comes down the option. He's trying to get the first down, and he gets hit right here. He's got the ball in that left hand, the wrong side, really. And E.J. and Boyd really is number 9. He pops him into that left arm and knocks the ball loose.
Gentry is shaken up. Members of the training staff come off, but he's coming off under his own power. It'll be 1st and 10 Alabama at the Baylor 33.
On the incredible.
Carter, Patrick, and Collins are the running backs in there for Don Jacobs, the quarterback for Alabama. There you see the turnovers. 1st and 10, Alabama at the Baylor 33-yard line. Alabama leading 16-2. Jacobs going long and incomplete. Jesse Bindros, intended receiver. Vic Vines covering defensively, 2nd and 10 at the 33-yard line. Crimson Tide of Alabama said that coming into this ball game, of course, they were playing for pride and fun because of the fact that they were not playing for a national championship in this particular bowl appearance. The whole second team in there now, with the exception of quarterback Jacobs, who started. That's for Alabama. Patrick keeps spinning and gets down to the 26-yard line. Vines again on the tuck.
I think this Lenny Patrick's going to be quite a football player. He's got good speed, you know that, but he hits in there right here. He is popped and he spins. He keeps his feet. He's twisting around, and he's got Tabor hit him, but he bounces off of a big tackle and puts that head down and gets a few more yards. He not only has some speed, but he's got some courage also.
Joe Carter goes out of the ball game. Major Ogilvie comes in at the right half spot for Alabama. Ogilvie's got the ball. Trying to go up and over, and he got to the 24-yard line.
Ogilvie, the ball carrier.
I think he's short of the first down.
It's about this much.
About that much. He is short. Alabama's going to go for it. Double tight end. Kraut and Brown are in there. Alabama's going to go for it. They need a yard on 4th down at the 24-yard line. The Baylor defense moves in. Singletary, the middle linebacker, getting set, moves up. There's a quick pitch taken by Patrick. He fumbles the ball, and Baylor has the ball. It is Thomas Earl Young, number 32, who recovered 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
They would have got the ball anyway. They did not make the first down, but that's the first turnover Alabama's had. And they're going outside, which is a bit chancy right there. Patrick drops the ball. Baylor had pretty good coverage. Benson was out there, and Thomas Earl Young was there, and also Van McElroy. It might have been difficult to get the first down anyway. That's the first turnover all day by Alabama.
Mangum, the quarterback. And the pitch to Gentry, and he gets just short of the 30-yard line as E.J. Jr. is over to make the tackle for Alabama. Gained about a foot on the punt. Second down play coming in. Raymond Cockrell is bringing in the play from Coach Grant Taft. Receivers to the right side. That's Fisher and Radar Holt. But instead, the whistle stops play. Whistle stops play. Abercrombie got the ball.
Dead ball. Illegal procedure. Movement on the Baylor line. 5-yard penalty.
All right, Vance Carlson, the referee. That'll cost him 5.
You see the names on the back of Alabama's jerseys. This is the first time in the history of Alabama, I believe, that they've worn jerseys with names on the back. I guess Russell Mills down there in Alexander City had a lot of work to get those names on the back of those jerseys. The Bear
in the line, Baylor, 2nd down.
Being superstitious, Bear will probably keep those names back there if they win this game.
2nd down, 15 yards to go. Well, Gentry took it, but was he ever popped? E.J. Jr. was there.
E.J. is 6'3", 237. They got him listed as a defensive end. As I mentioned before, there's really 3 down linemen, and the 2 wide guys, which is E.J. Jr. and Gary De Niro, are really standing up. So their potential as juniors, especially in professional football, will be at a linebacker. And that's basically what he plays in this defense.
Time is winding down in the 3rd quarter. This is a 3rd down play, 3rd and 15. We have 50 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Mangum. Good arm, and it is gathered in. Mike Lively made the catch, and it's a 1st down. Mike Lively at the 41-yard line.
Here's Mangum back. Now, both the safeties are to the outside. The cornerbacks are up. The hole is in the middle, and Lively made a heck of a catch there. He had those. I was waiting for him to see what was going to happen. He had those hands on the turf, under the ball, made an excellent catch right in the middle of that zone defense.
So it's a 1st down for Baylor.
Comes the blitz.
Diving catch by Holt. Radar Holt made the diving catch, but it is called incomplete. This one is called incomplete. Grant Taft about 5 yards out onto the field.
Well, Radar was shaking hands with Dennis Gentry before he realized that the referee had called that incomplete, but here we can see it. See if he gets his hands underneath the ball. I would say, based on what I saw, unless I've got another angle, he made that catch. Get another angle for me, Lindsey?
Well, I'll do my best. Grant Taft wanted another angle. He went out onto the field almost to the hash
marks. That looked good to me right there.
2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line. That's the end of the line. Warren Lyles.
It's our man Lyles again. Probably was a good call by the referee.
Time has run out in the 3rd period. We'll be back with more of the 45th Cotton Bowl Classic after this word from your local station.
Thanks for that other replay.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Roger Staubach and Frank Kleber at the Cotton Bowl Classic in Dallas, Texas. 1 quarter to go. Alabama leading Baylor 16-2. These 2 teams played each other last year in the regular season. At the end of 3 quarters, Alabama was leading 17-0, but Alabama got 28 points in the 4th quarter and won it 45-0. 3rd down and 20 to go for the Baylor Bears. They held the ball at their own 32-yard line. Radar Holt in motion across. Mangum retreats. Holt has got it at the 50-yard line. Radar up into the air, and he is stopped finally at the 41-yard line.
Jeremiah Castile made the play, but Radar made a fine catch. He got open over there on the sideline, and then he leaped, got a few extra yards. The protection's good here. Alabama just brought 3 men, so Mangum had plenty of time. He found Radar in the hole there between the cornerback and the defensive back. Number 18, Ricky Tucker, was back deep, and underneath was Mike Clements, and Radar got in the middle there and made an excellent play, and a big play for Baylor. They got the 1st down, and they're on the move.
And a slot right. It's Radar holding the slot for Mangum, the quarterback. That's Radar in motion coming across. Time call by the quarterback, Mangum. Now, as a quarterback, what happens in a case like that, Roger? What do you do? See something or what?
Well, he had a motion play, so evidently the formation was incorrect based on the play he had.
And so, when play is resumed, they'll try it again. Alabama leading by a score of 16-2.
Lone Star State of Texas.
Baylor again, Roger, what happened on the last play when the quarterback called time?
Well, either he was thirsty, Lindsey, or the formation. I think they had the wrong formation for the play.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Radar hold in motion across. Taken by Mangrum. Late pitch. Gentry gets it, but look at all the white jerseys. Gentry got it and didn't especially want it there. Wilcox was the first to get to him.
Of course, an Alabama coach football team is famous. Bear has always had a disciplined team, a team that really competes on the field, and they hustle, and they're pursuing today probably as well as any Alabama team. There's players from the other side of the field in on those plays that are the wide sweeps, whether they're the handoffs or the pitches. And it's just tough when you got that kind of pursuit. You got the block, and you got to stay with your blocks.
Mangrum dropping way back, uses that arm, and it's almost intercepted. Might have been intercepted right into the hands of the defender, but it is simply an incompletion.
Well, EJ hit him in a bad spot. Hit him in the hands. He didn't expect that. I think that one fooled him a little bit.
3rd and 14 at the 45-yard line. Alabama leading by a score of 16-2. Mangrum again. Out to Abercrombie. Abercrombie down the sideline, and he is stopped at the 40-yard line.
Well, you can see that man's ability. He can do it. He's been a great football player. And we see Mangrum, he's looking downfield, but he lays it off late to Abercrombie. And again, he's got so much ability. Makes a couple moves here, but he's been bottled up all day. But you see again his potential and what he can do and what he's done all season.
4th down and 9 yards to go. The ball at the 40-yard line. So Ron Stowe, the sophomore from Houston, drops back into deep punt formation. Alabama really hasn't dropped anybody very deep, thinking that they might not kick it. Reno run back, and it's going out of bounds. It'll be marked at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. So that is where Alabama starts. 1st and 10. They have the ball at their own 12-yard line as they lead in the ball game, trying to get here this afternoon. Their first win under Bear Bryant at the Cotton Bowl.
This weekend, it's
The Baylor Bears along the sideline as Alabama has the ball 1st and 10. Essentially the starting unit is back in there for Alabama now. Don Jacobs is the quarterback. Jackson is the fullback. Jones is the left half. Ogilvy's the right half. Jacobs out the right flat. Taken by Jones out there. Joe Jones. Built field. And to make the tackle. The 3 field goals by Alabama today ties the Cotton Bowl record. Of course, there are all sorts of records that go into the book. Roger Staubach holds the record for most passes completed. That's the 1964 game, 21. Navy against Texas. Longest run of an intercepted pass in Cotton Bowl history, 47 yards. 1948 by a Colorado back named Whizzer White, who's now Justice of the United States Supreme Court. That's Major Ogilvy carrying, and he gets it out to the 11, 12-yard line. Tabor coming in to make the tackle. Make that the 16-yard line.
This is a big series for Baylor, and Alabama knows it. That's what they came out throwing the football, and they weren't conservative on that first play and got nothing out of it. So the second play, they got 4 yards. This is a big 3rd down. Baylor's got to get the ball back in good field position if they want to get into this football game. They really haven't been into it other than the very beginning.
3rd down and 6 yards to go. Jackson carrying, fullback, across the 20-yard line. Singletary in to make the tackle. Short of 1st down yardage. Having been in a game of football as long as you have, you must be aware of some Bear Bryant history and lore, because there's lots of it.
Both these coaches have a reputation for being players' coaches, and Bear Bryant, of course, I know Gene Stallings with the Cowboys and Leroy Noe, and he really is a players' coach. When they had a situation, here's the punt. It's going to be a nice one. It's going to be long. And
McNeil's got it from Humphrey, and McNeil is returning it, and he gets it up to the 44-yard line. Continue.
Well, Bear was involved with Pat Trammell, the great Alabama quarterback, who who died. He had cancer surgery in New York. Bear was by his side, and was at A&M. Jack Pardee had an important critical surgery out in the West Coast, and Bear was there. And we have a young man here, Billy Ogletree, that tore up his knee in training in preseason for Alabama, and he's a walk-on. Bear's been in touch with Billy constantly. He's a player's coach. He doesn't care. They respect him, and that's you can fool a lot of people on the outside, but you can't fool the guys you work with. And Bear's got all the respect in the world from his players.
Break it up the middle and get it up there to the 49-yard line. It was Abercrombie carrying. Eddie Lowe in to make the tackle.
Tripped up by Eddie Lowe at the 49. Second down, 5.
Going to be second down and 5 yards to go at the 49.
I'd say, believe it or not, that's probably Abercrombie's longest run of the day.
Same thought I just had.
Which is amazing.
Abercrombie, who had such a great season. So did Gentry, for that matter. They've been unable to run against the Alabama defense. That's Abercrombie again. He gets to the 48-yard line that time.
Abercrombie again on the carry.
Got about 3, so it'll be third down and 2 yards to go. Eddie Lowe in to make the tackle. To look through the cage. There goes Mike Lively in with the next play. Wide receivers left and right. Fisher to the right side. Radar Holt to the left side for quarterback Mangrum. He's trying to wedge him out and get the first down. He got it. It is a Baylor first down as the 200-pound quarterback, David Mangrum, simply wedged him out.
I would think that's the first series where Baylor's run 3 rushing plays and they've got the first down this whole game. And Baylor, during the season, averaged almost 300 yards on the ground. Of course, Alabama has been right at the top against the rush as well as the pass. They're a top defensive team, and really they've outmanned Baylor today, offense versus defense.
Mangrum now unleashes that arm, and Gentry dives for it. It's incomplete. Dennis Gentry, the intended receiver.
Mangrum pass intended for
Robbie Jones covering defensively, 2nd and 10. Baylor Bears know that they trail by 14 points, which means you've got to take that ball all the way to the end zone twice.
Yes, it looked me in the back of the fire and I cut it.
Sam Houston is running the next play.
Well, they've got good field position. They're on the 44-yard line. They need to take advantage of this series.
Fisher to the right side. Radar Holt short left. A motion across for Radar Holt.
That's a blitz, and no one's blocking that blitz right
Nobody.
there.
Nobody. Gary De Niro in and dropped him at the 50-yard line.
When you stun in the middle there and you bring someone inside, that center is responsible for the nose guard. So one of the guards has got to be free and has to pull out and get the blitz. And no one was out there. He just ran free, De Niro. So there had to be a missed assignment there.
3rd and 16 at the 50-yard line.
Usually the center gets out and helps, but with a man over the center, Lyles, that's one of the guards has to take on the responsibility of picking up the blitz to the outside.
There was a time when Bear Bryant had a reputation of having trouble in bowl games. Alabama came in here having won 5 in a row. Intercepted on the deflection by Harris, and Jim Bob Harris returns it. And so Alabama gets the ball as the marker dropped on the far side. The ball is spotted at the 43-yard line.
Jim Bob Harris. A return to the 43-yard line.
Lively, the man for whom it was intended. On the deflection, Jim Bob Harris intercepted it.
I've got a clip on 57 during the run back. Got live ball dead. We have clipping on a run back. Alabama. We have dead ball, personal foul, Baylor.
Thank you, Red. Thank you.
So we're going to go this way, and then we're going to come back.
Well, that's exercise for Vance Carlson, the referee.
Let's go quickly. Come on, quickly. 5, 10. We're going to go right back, guys. So, all right, here. Okay, we're going to have 2 fouls. That's the live ball foul, clipping on Alabama. Now we have dead ball foul, Baylor, the other way. Okay, bring it back.
I don't know that I ever saw it done exactly this way before.
I wonder why they just didn't keep it there. Evidently, the clip was at the exact spot where the dead ball foul was, because usually the clip was taken from the spot, so it was maybe a coincidence. They followed the rule book all the way. Huh?
In any case, Alabama has the ball. They have the lead by a score of 16-2. We have 9 minutes, 44 seconds left to play. It is 1st and 10 for the Crimson Tide. They have the ball at their own 43-yard line. Wide receivers left and right now. That's Major Ogilvie. And he gets it out there to the 45-yard line. Picked up 12 yards on the play. 1st and 10.
Here's the play, the fake inside to Jackson. It's the basic option. It's pitched quick to Ogilvie. Let him get outside. He's got a lead blocker out in front of him. Joe Jones does a good job. And when you run this wishbone, these outside halfbacks have got the block, and they've got good ones. They've got Jones, they've got Ogilvie that block for each other.
Incomplete. Intended for Bart Kraut. Bart Kraut, the junior from Birmingham, Alabama. 2nd and 10 at the 45.
That's a good play, and it was a good throw. Play was faked inside to Jackson, and Jacobs spun up real quick, and there's a little bit of a seam in there, and Kraut found the hole, found the seam. The ball was a little bit behind him, but he still should have had the football.
2nd down play coming for the Crimson Tide. Pitch to Ogilvie. Goes out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Run out by Max McGarry.
Knocked out of bounds near the 44
End of a yard makes it 3rd down and 9.
By McGarry.
Baylor's been in some tough games this year. They were losing to SMU 21-0. They came back and beat them. And today, though, they just have not shown a spark in offense to go against this Alabama defense. So you've got to say they need a break of some kind to get back in this game.
Jacobs back and looking. And running. And throwing. And it's complete. Taken by Larry Brown. Larry Brown down to the 24-yard line. Doak Field made the tackle.
I talked to Bear Bryant yesterday about the losses here in the Cotton Bowl, and he felt he was just out-coached.
I've been in this bowl 3 times, and we won 1 game at Kentucky, and but the 2 times I brought Alabama teams in here, I think I had the best team, and I think I got out-coached.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Quarterback still has the ball. Don Jacobs gets it down to the 22-yard line. Lester Ward made the tackle. I want to say about that quote that I've known Bear for about 40 years. And every time he ever lost a football game, he said he was out-coached. That's sort of a characteristic. He takes the blame for it. 2nd down and 8 yards to go, and the ball is at the 22-yard line. Major Ogilvie. It'll be marked at the 19-yard line. Lester Ward made the tackle.
And off to Major Ogilvie.
3rd down and 5 yards to go.
First on the play by Lester Ward.
There's Grant. Grant really prepared getting in this game. They worked behind closed doors this week, and they worked in pads more than they wanted to, just to prevent the things that are happening today, and that's the penetration from this great Alabama defense. So I know he'd like to see a big break right here. He's disturbed because they've had such a great year. This Cotton Bowl meant a lot to him.
Jones is carrying to the 15, to the 10, and out of bounds inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Joe Jones, Thomas from Georgia, and McElroy ran him out. It's going to be spotted at the 9-yard line.
There's the option to get into the fullback. Quick pitch to Joe Jones. He's got Ogilvie out in front of him blocking. There you see it. Before it was Joe Jones blocking for Ogilvie to the left. This time Ogilvie blocking for Jones going to the right. They know they better block for each other because they've got to, because one time one's running, the other time someone else is running. There's the Bear again. A little bit disturbed there.
First and goal at the 9-yard line. Over and back. No contact. Ogilvie. Major Ogilvie. Stopped just short of the goal line. Inches away. McElroy made the hit there.
Major Ogilvie on the carry.
It'll be second down and goal to go.
This is an off-tackle play. This isn't really part of the wishbone. It's just an off-tackle play with Jackson, number 32, 33 leading. Of course, he's blocking on number 71 for Baylor, who's now in the game. Big Ruben Castillo, and he knocked Ruben back and gave Ogilvie the room to get to the 1-yard line.
And Alabama has called a timeout. Timeout for the Crimson Tide with 6 minutes, 56 seconds remaining to be played in this game. Alabama leading now by a score of 16-2 and driving inches short of the goal line. Alabama with the ball, second and goal, inches short of the goal line. Crimson Tide leading 16-2, 6 minutes, 56 seconds left to play in the 45th Cotton Bowl Classic. Marquette in motion. Quarterback. Touchdown. Don Jacobs took it in. Don Jacobs, the quarterback, took it in over his right guard. Vince Cowell. (23-2) and a conversion attempt coming now for Alabama.
There's a happy quarterback right there, number 5. He didn't know if he was going to start until right before the game. He's done a good job today. He's hit some key passes. He's made some nice runs. He's handled the wishbone well. There's been one turnover the whole day for Alabama.
22-2 with a conversion attempt coming. Kim is in there to attempt a conversion. Peter Kim.
You had to pick an MVP for this game. Of course, it's not over yet, 6:54, but the Alabama defense, I guess, you have to give one big one to those guys. They have pursued, they have hustled, they've just shut down a fine Baylor offense.
Kim's conversion is good. And so it is Alabama 23 and Baylor 2. Let's go down to the sideline on Frank Lieber.
Well, we found an old friend down there on the Bama bench. Saw this green here, and I'm sure it got him off the golf course. Jerry Pate.
Hey, Frank, how are you doing?
Good. Your club is not doing bad at all.
Well, I went to school at the university, and being a fan for Alabama, I'm real happy with the score, 23-2.
Someone told me that the only game that you were on the sidelines and Bama never won was what, Notre Dame?
I was at the Notre Dame game this year, and they lost 7-0. It's the first game I've ever seen them lose. I've been to a lot of games, and of course, they haven't lost very many in the last 10 years.
CBS, of course, begins its coverage of the PGA Tour in Phoenix. We're looking forward to seeing you there.
I'll see you there. See you at the Bing Crosby, too.
And at the Bing Crosby as well.
Right.
You made any New Year's resolution? I know you didn't win a tournament last year, but you won so much money.
I'd like to win the Masters, but, you know, of course, that's I just like to win a golf tournament right off the start. We've looking forward to a good year. I think it's going to be good coverage from CBS, and can't wait to get started.
How much do you work during the off-season?
I played a lot this fall. I went to Japan, I went to Brazil to the Brazilian Open, I played in the Mexican Open, and I played in England. So I've been gone all fall, and my wife's kind of glad I'm home. As you can see, here I am in Dallas.
That's right. Here you are in Dallas.
She came with me.
All right, here we go. Don't forget PGA Golf Tour on CBS, beginning with the Phoenix Open January 25th.
Tim Clark is teed up to kick it off from the 40-yard line. Gerald McNeil is center deep for the Baylor Bears. Waiting for the referee's whistle. There it is. Here comes Clark. Well, this muff there, it's a touchback. Muff by Philip Ward. McNeil went over and got it. It's all happened in the end zone, so it's a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. It'll be put in play at the 20-yard line. Of course, all week long, people around the hotel have been looking to get a glimpse of Bear Bryant, one of the legitimate sports heroes of America, a man who has been in the coaching business so long, some 37 years. He is now 67 years of age, but everywhere he goes, people follow, looking, trying to get a glimpse of one of the legends of our time, Paul Bryant. New quarterback, Jay Jeffrey, back in there. Completes this one. Gets it up to Gentry, and Gentry gets across the 30-yard line.
The pass from Jay Jeffrey complete to Dennis
Jeremiah Castile made the stop.
Tackle was made by Jeremiah Castile. Play good for a Baylor first down.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
31-yard line.
Paul Bryant played his college football at Alabama under head coach Frank Thomas, who was, oddly enough, an alumnus of the University of Notre Dame. Now they try the draw play to Abercrombie, and Abercrombie is dropped at the 29-yard line for a loss of 2 to make it second down and 12 yards to go. Eddie Lowe made the stop. The Alabama defense, Roger, knew that they were going to have to stop the running game of Baylor, and they've done it.
They really have. They've pursued, they've hustled. We've mentioned it time and time again today, but the key thing is they just have not stopped. The guys on the right side of the field runs over to the left. They've got people on both sides of the field. They're pursued, and they've really shut down Baylor.
Abercrombie out in the left flat.
And they've made it at times look easy, Lindsey, but this is a Baylor team that's averaged 440 yards a game against teams that are strong. Texas, Arkansas, SMU, they've had a great season. They're 10-1, and they've moved the football all season long. No one has shut them down offensively. They've been very consistent. So this just, I guess, is an extra tribute to Alabama and Alabama's great defense.
Robbie Jones made the last tackle. The pass completion was good for a loss of a yard. It's 3rd and 13 at the 28-yard line. Jeffrey fumbles the ball. Abercrombie's after it. Abercrombie's got it, but he is changing direction. Penalty marker's thrown into another stack behind the runner. He is up at about the 33-yard line.
We got a Alabama player that's down.
Alabama man is down. There is a marker thrown.
16-yard line.
Flipping. Baylor at that spot. Okay, we have it in.
A clipping penalty against the Baylor Bears.
Of course, the games that Alabama have lost this year, they
picked the penalty.
Lost 6-3 to Mississippi State, 7-0 to Notre Dame, so their defense hasn't given up much all year.
Or it's 4th down right here. You want the 4th down? Okay, they decline. Bring it up. We have clipping. Baylor decline. 4th down.
Warren Lyles was the man who was injured, but he's roughed under his own power. Apparently Lyles is all right.
There it was.
That's Lyles. He's all right.
He's had a great day.
Ron Stowe is in to do the punting now for Baylor. Jeremiah Castile has dropped back. Castile moves over and fields it at the 33-yard line, 35. Still being pushed back.
Castile on the return.
It'll be taken now by Alabama, 1st and 10 with 4 minutes 43 seconds left to play in the Cotton Bowl game. It's spotted at the 33-yard line.
Operating from their own 34-yard line.
You know, one of the disappointments that Grant is experiencing right now, when I talked to him yesterday, he mentioned that they had come to the Cotton Bowl in '75 and they were just happy to be here. This time they came to win, and of course this makes it even a bigger disappointment because they had the opportunity to really have a season above and beyond any speculation early in the year. Even though it's been a great season, the Cotton Bowl would have been the icing on the cake.
Mitch Ferguson carried the ball. It's a whole new group in there now for Alabama. The quarterback is Alan Gray, and Mitch Ferguson was the fullback who carried. I have 6 fullbacks on my depth chart. It's going to be 2nd down. 9 yards to go. Ball's at the 35-yard line. And this time it's Mark Nix from Altoona, Alabama. He got it up there to the 44-yard line. Doak Field, the defensive captain for Baylor, made the stop. Third down and 5 yards to go at the 39-yard line. side. Next the pitch to his left halfback, and it's Joe Carter. Carter now back to the outside. Joe Carter cutting back, and he's on his way. Joe Carter finally brought down by a saving tackle made by Cedric Mack, number 37. It will be about the 5-yard line.
Here's the pitch out here to Carter. He makes a little dip inside, then he goes outside, and of course a great block by number 48 there for Alabama, Mark Nix, that sprung Carter loose, and he's got only one man between he and the goal line, Cedric Mack, who makes the saving tackle.
And now a timeout for the Baylor Bears. 3 minutes, 21 seconds remain to be played in this game. It'll be first down and goal to go at the 5-yard line. CBS Sports gives a special thanks to John Scoville, President, Jim Brock, Executive Vice President, Bob Halford, Director of Press Relations, and Phil Scoville, Team Selection Chairman of the Cotton Bowl Association, our hardworking friends. And we appreciate all of their help and hospitality during our stay here in Dallas, Texas. Our thanks also to the coaches and the officials of both teams, University of Alabama, Baylor University, for their help and assistance in our preparation of this telecast for CBS. Alabama is leading by a score of 23-2. Look at the yards rushing for the ball game here this afternoon.
Well, Alabama is still under their season average by only 60 yards, where Baylor's under their season average by almost 250 yards.
We want to offer our thanks to Coach Paul Bear Bryant and his staff of Alabama, the Assistant Athletic Director Charlie Thornton, and Sports Information Director Jack Perry, to Coach Grant Taff and his Baylor staff, and Sports Information Director Mike Scott. First down, goal to go at the 5-yard line. Quick pitch. And it is Carter who's cut off at the pass on the far side. Mark Nix, I beg your pardon. 48. Cedric Mack made the stop.
Cedric Mack really popped him too, Lindsey. He really made the saving tackle at the 5 and continued on into that play also and made a heck of a stop on the 5-yard line for no gain.
Second down, goal to go at the 5-yard line. Ben Orcutt's in at the left halfback now. There's Orcutt. Got 2 yards to the 3-yard line, where it'll be third down and goal to go at the 3. And Vic Vines and Charles Benson made the stop. 2.5 minutes left to play in this Cotton Bowl game.
Baylor has played tough all year. Alabama has also, but Alabama had a psychological letdown. They were #1 about 8 weeks in a row. They lost Mississippi State. They lost to Notre Dame, and there was a great letdown. That letdown has been resurrected today. Alabama has gone after Baylor today, and the score indicates the type of game it's been.
Gibson and Singletary has come out for Baylor. And now it's to the 2-yard line with Alan Gray carrying. Gary in to make the tackle. Fourth down coming up.
There's the pit. He probably should have pitched that right there. He tries to get back in against the grain, and there's just too many green shirts inside. There was a good chance to go outside to Nix on the pitch.
Joey Jones races on with the fourth down play. 1.5 minutes remaining. Alabama leading 23-2. Fourth down and goal to go. Now the pitch out, and there he goes. It is Nix in there for the touchdown. Fake to the fullback, gave it to Mark Nix, and he took it in unmolested, as we say.
Of course, that's perfect execution of the option right there, off the wishbone. The fake inside, good ride right there, and he pitches it out. Gray does a good job. They say he is really fundamentally sound on the option. And the way he can ride it in there, he kept that ball in the stomach, pitched it out. Nix walked in the end zone.
So Kim comes in to attempt the conversion. Humphrey will hold for it. Right now it's 29-2 with the conversion attempt coming. Kim's conversion is good. So Alabama leads by a score of 30-2 with 1 minute 16 seconds left to play in this game. This Cotton Bowl game has been played in beautiful, ideal weather conditions here. The 45th annual Cotton Bowl Classic. Tomorrow we've got more great College Bowl action at 3 p.m. Eastern. CBS Sports will bring you the Peach Bowl from Atlanta. The Miami Hurricanes, coming off a tough 1980 schedule that included 6 opponents that won bowl invitations this year, take on Virginia Tech, led by quarterback Steve Casey. The two schools have met 5 times. This should be an exciting continuation of the rivalry, so be here tomorrow for the Peach Bowl, 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports. McNeil checking now. He's the deep man. He's checking over there on the far side of the field with teammate Philip Ward on what they'll do with the ball in the air. Tim Clark will kick it off for Alabama. McNeil retreats into the end zone.
Kicking the heck out of it.
Run it out. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
It's really booming, that thing, Lindsey.
It really is.
What happened to him early in the game?
Wonder.
He's kicking from this far hash over here, which is smart, instead of the middle of the field, and trying to kicking it down in the corner so they don't get a run back, but he's popping the thing in the end zone.
Baylor first and 10 at their own 20-yard line with Alabama leading 30-2. Jay Jeffrey, quarterback. Jeffrey with the ball. Fakes, throws penalty marker, and he goes across the 25 to the 26-yard line. It's another marker thrown. And an Alabama player going over to his bench and cut off at the pass by an official over there. Too many men on the field, perhaps. As an Alabama man was trying to get off the field, and the official dropped his flag and sprinted over to get to the sideline before he did.
Aha, they finally caught him today. See the films of this game. They might have been playing with 12 guys. It looked like it.
We have 2 live ball fouls. We have 12 men on the field. Then we have grabbing the face mask on Alabama. Let's get the options here.
We got 2 oddballs.
It's going to be previous spot on both of them, so we just go back to previous spot and go 50.
That face mask wasn't on the end of the run.
Wasn't? It wasn't.
I don't know, was it?
Well, we're going to talk it over here among the officials.
I didn't have a face mask. I thought he had 12 men on the field. Oh, I see. Okay. 15 yards. Let's go.
12 men on the field, 15 yards. Face mask perfectly all right.
15 right here. We have 12 men on the field, Alabama. First down.
We got a face mask too? We got both?
No, it's just, you just get one of them.
As a run, so don't wind.
First and 10 for Baylor at the 35-yard line. Well, it's intended up there for Radar Holt. Jeffrey throwing up the sideline. If you think the conversation you've heard among these officials is anything unusual, it isn't at all. It's simply that Vance Carlson had his mic on as we listened to his conversation with officials. But that's the way they run the game. Officials come in and say, what do you got? What do you got? And it's reported to the referee, and he sorts it out. As the pass play complete, taken by Philip Ward, and Philip Ward's at midfield. He gets to the 50-yard line. Clock is stopped with 50 seconds left to play. Robbie Jones made the stop. That's the official time remaining in the 45th annual Cotton Bowl Classic. Jay Jeffrey with the ball rolling and looking. And the catch is made. And Radar Holt is stopped at the 45-yard line. Perrin on the tackle.
Well, Alabama, of course, is in a prevent. They've got 3 lines. Right at the line of scrimmage, a middle line, and then they've got 3 guys back past the end zone.
That is Fred Hall on the play up to the 34-yard line. Eddie Lowe made the stop. The clock is stopped now at 24 seconds as Baylor calls timeout to stop the clock. 24 seconds remaining in the game. When players resume, it'll be 1st and 10. The Baylor Bears at the Alabama 34-yard line. A victory here today will give Alabama 6 consecutive postseason bowl game victories. It will give Coach Paul Bryant his first victory in the Cotton Bowl as the Alabama coach. He had a victory here as far as Kentucky is concerned. 24 seconds remaining to be played in this game. Bear Bryant along the sideline.
Well, Baylor's had a rough day today, Lindsey. It's been all Alabama on defense. Their offense has done a good job, Alabama's offense. It's performed. They've got the turnovers. It's taken advantage of them, but it's been the Alabama defense. They have really played. They came to play. They've shut Baylor down completely, and the strength that Baylor has, and that's throwing the football as well as running it.
Jeffrey carrying it.
Have shut down 2 great running backs, Abercrombie and Gentry, and you just can't say enough about that Crimson Tide defense.
Mike Pitts made the stop. The ball's at the 27-yard line. We have 7 seconds left and counting. Jeffrey now throws and incomplete to stop the clock with 2 seconds left. 2 seconds left to play in the game. Photographers are gathering on the far side to get shots of Coach Paul Bryant at the end of the ball game on the Alabama bench. 2 seconds. That's the time remaining in this game. Alabama's leading by a score of 30-2. Only 3 coaches in the history of collegiate football have had 300 wins. This will be 306 for Paul Bryant. Pop Warner, Amos Alonzo Stagg, the other 2. Jeffrey rolling. Time has run out. The ball's in the air, and it is incomplete, and the game is ended. Batted down at the end line as the game ended, and Alabama has won the ball game by a final score of Alabama 30 and Baylor 2, and you can see Paul Bryant in the mass of media representatives and players and others out there as they come across. And so, for Roger Staubach and Frank Lieber, this is Lindsey Nelson saying so long from the 45th Cotton Bowl Classic in Dallas, Texas. Be sure to join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for the Peach Bowl.
The 1981 Cotton Bowl has been sponsored by Michelob Light, an exceptionally light beer with a rich, smooth taste. Buick and your Buick dealer who invite you to see the 81 Buicks. And by the U.S. Army. The Army, a great place to be, all you can be. The 1981 Cotton Bowl has been a presentation of CBS Sports.